Hi chat. Hope everyone's having a good day, good night, good evening. Here, we're gonna hide this for a minute. We'll bring it back when it's time.
Yes.
We have brought the deer on the stream tonight.
Hello.
Unfortunately, Lum Lum was pulled back into the steel mill. She's making those big wire things that fall on people and crush cars and shit. I don't really know what they're called. Why not double deer?
Cars.
Oh, fine, here. People want the deer, we'll do the deer.
Listen, I didn't say anything. I know, what is it? Artemis says, thankfully Kendra's still a friend after the schism today. Listen, I didn't say anything today. I put out one meme about my reaction for whatever's going on, and I explained to anybody who asked in DMs, I'm not a part of it.
So here, we are intentionally not talking about much what happened today, but what I will say, because I know people are concerned, and people have a right to be concerned about all the friendship stuff, literally the only people that have pushed away from Lucky and people that were in Lucky are the VTard girls. and that Mako girl, who to be fair, most of us didn't really know. Everybody else that people were trying to claim pushed away was just making shit up. Specifically that Don guy that was involved in all this was just making whatever up he wanted. Like, you mean Miko? No, there's somebody called Mako. Miko, my friend Miko is still with us.
Yeah,
or she's still like our friend. Me and Miko were always friends.
Yeah. No, I saw that stuff with the Don guy. That Don guy is weird. You just blocked and move on.
Did you see him constantly posting, like, that picture of the guy where, like, this is a lie, and then it's just got, like, the real truther thing on it or whatever?
No, I saw him just, like, harassing Miko, being like, I was clearly trying to, like, be sympathetic and everything, and it's literally him being like, yeah, no, I have informants, like, following your every move.
Yeah. You know, because, like, the Don guy tried to... I'm just going to call him Don. Don tried to say that Razor had left. And he's like, yeah, I know, because Razor is my friend. Razor doesn't know the guy. Razor is literally my friend. We play Fortnite off stream together.
I see. You're a zoomer.
Look, we enjoy the Fortnite together. And we're playing Battlefield together on Tuesday. That'll be on stream. Which led to some people talking about Shiroi, which Shiroi is not Shiro. Shiro is the VTard girl. Shiroi is my friend, who anybody who's watched my stream knows I stream with Shiroi all the time. Before she was even remotely attached to Lucky, me and Shiroi are besties.
Well, when people are dumb, the end.
Was a Nako stream earlier and was wondering who this Don guy was. We genuinely don't know. Some people did a slight amount of digging and found out he has been working with the VTard girls for a little while now. But he kept trying to act like he was friends with some of us. Fucking none of us knew him. He also made lots of weird comments that some people probably didn't see. Like, he admitted that he was spying in Miko's server for probably weeks before any of this happened to try and get information about her. Like, just all this weird shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
Sorry for that rickroll there. I was looking at something and I got rickrolled.
You're good. And that's also, chat, why I ended up not saying much today, because I said, like, one thing about the Don guy, and then they immediately, like, imploded and started fighting with every single person that commented. And also, I don't know if people realize this, but when, like, the Nazi Miku retweeted me to try and side with them, that hurt their argument so much more than they could have thought. Nobody likes the Nazi Miku.
I really don't understand people that try and, like, retweet other people or try and join in on a dunking competition, and it's literally the worst person. It's like... It's just like, listen, I understand the meme of sometimes the worst person you know is right, and then there's people who are like, no, you're still the worst person, and I don't care if you're right.
Yeah, no, that's kind of Nazi Miku. Also, I'm sorry, chat, if I sound a little stuffy. I'm, like, the pain part of sick is gone, but, like, I'm still all stopped up and it sucks.
Dang.
Yeah.
We talking dehydration sick, or we talking just regular sick?
I think it was just a cold.
I
hate it. I feel terrible. Also, chat, I mentioned this to a couple people already. I just thought it was funny. So everybody knows that I go on Steam and I do the, what do you call it? The view your queue roulette, the Steam queue roulette, and just see what it gives me. And it gave me Horizon Forbidden West this time because the complete edition is on sale for about half off. And just out of curiosity, like what people were saying about it, I went to go scroll down. Right under, like, the top bit on Steam, the advertising bit, is a red notice at the very top before you can even purchase the game. It says, notice, this game only supports Japanese voices for customers based in Japan. And I was like, huh, that's oddly specific. Why just the Japanese ones? What about, like, the other countries?
I'm pretty sure you know exactly why the Japanese one, and it has to do with you know who on the cover.
I saw some people saying it's like some sort of licensing thing with Japanese voices. But it's a first-party Sony title. Like, you're telling me they couldn't get the licensing for Japanese voices?
That excuse worked with like 100-yard line because that was like it's Kodaka. He always likes to go big or go home, and people will buy Danganronpa anything that looks similar to it. I don't believe Sony unless the tariffs are hitting them that hard. I'm gonna add Japanese VAs as DLC.
Sega can't get voices for Joker and Ichiban in Sonic Cross Worlds.
Well, yeah, that's Sonic Cross Worlds.
Yeah, that's like a party game. This is a first-party Sony title that is supposedly their big mascot type character.
Not only that, like, they couldn't even get the voice of Miku. You thought there's a real ugly history with that a little bit. Not really. I don't know.
Also, if anybody knows about it, apparently there's a solo leveling game on Steam. That any good?
If it's anything like the manhwa, it's probably going to be a lot of aura farming and mid gameplay.
Oh, funny. It's called Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive.
Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive.
Thank you for the raid. People were all waiting for you to get done with your stream so they could talk to you. Gator boy. I wish for death? Why? Don't wish for death.
Wow, never mind. It actually looks decently good. So...
Oh, do you look at the solo leveling game?
Yeah. So, it looks like Genshin, but not Genshin.
We have to consider this is like a full purchase game.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense.
I've experienced pain. It's a mobile game port, but they're charging $40 for it. What do you mean it's a mobile game port?
Mobile game?
That doesn't make any sense.
You know what? I really shouldn't be shocked. That's why I compared it to Genshin, because I'm like, it looks like Genshin, but not Genshin. And now that it has the mobile game port on it, that makes a lot more sense now. Except Genshin is free.
Oh, real quick, I'm gonna show you guys this, and I'll show Kendra this as well. But there is currently a Humble Bundle going on this month. And the games in it, like, really threw me for... Let me see if it's still up here.
Just remember, guys, the Horizon protagonist is an industry plant. Do not support plants.
Yeah. Yeah, so here, chat. It's called the Microids Mega Mix. And the first one on here is one, I don't fully remember what this is from, but it's UFO Robot Grendizier?
Grendizier. It looks like an old school mecha.
Yeah, I saw that, and I kept scrolling. Then we have Totally Spies. Cyber Mission.
Totally Spies has a game?
Yeah, so this is the game. It's based off of the new series, it looks like.
So apparently Grendizier is apparently from UFO Robot Grendizier.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. It's one of those old school mecha shows.
But I kept going, and we have Murder on the Orient Express, which some of you are probably aware of the name. Keep going, and then you have Smurfs 1 and 2, Garfield Lasagna Party.
Oh, I know about Lasagna Party, or... No,
Asterix
I think I've heard about the go-kart one.
Slap them all too. Like, I thought, what do you call them? They're called licensed games, right? I thought licensed games were like a thing of the past.
No, they still stick around here and there. Not as often as they used to, but they're here and there. The Garfield Kart one was like 2 years ago.
You know which one threw me for a loop the worst?
What? Which one?
This one called Marsupilami. I have Marsupilami on VHS.
Oh, is that reboot? Is that reboot where the mascot is like drawn super ugly now?
I didn't know they did a reboot, but they gave it like he's still got the giant fucking tail, and it's a Crash Bandicoot type game.
No, yeah, what is it? They literally announced that they were rebooting the series as like a kids program, and the 3D models look hideous.
Wasn't it a kids program to start with, or do you mean like a kids program?
Generic 3D program, kids program.
And I saw it, and it threw me for a loop, because I remember Marsupilami on VHS that I would watch before school.
I always never saw him like in like every like once in a blue moon in art, but I thought he was too ugly to care about, because my child brain was like, if it isn't cute or Billy and Mandy or basically anything on Cartoon Network, then without exception I will drop it.
Yeah. And then it has all the Siberia games, which I guess have like a fan base for them. I don't really know much about them. And then Arachnoid.
Siberia. I mean, it looks interesting.
But yeah.
That's just... Isn't that just... Pong? Not Pong.
But what's it... I can't remember what it's called.
The Brick Breaker. Yeah. I remember when it would show on Toon Disney. Dang, I'm younger than a lot of you, because I wasn't there when Toon Disney. I was there with Playhouse Disney. Brick Breaker. Okay, yeah.
But chat, on Kendra's suggestion, we've decided to do the video we kind of peeked at last week. The unfortunate truth behind preteen girls' anime profile pictures. Thank you for the Dojin character. Are you ready? Ready, Kendra?
Yeah, I am.
Do you recognize this?
Oh, wait, sorry. I need to pause my music so everybody can hear the video in its full glory.
Yes.
This anime girl? You're not alone. Lovingly dubbed the Gothic Anime Angel by Western anime fandom, this image was all over the internet in the 2000s. From blingy edits to MySpace profile photos, from Nightcore videos to fanfiction covers. This illustration became a huge part of online anime culture in the West. So much so that when a random Twitter user challenged artists to redraw her, thousands of people joined in, sharing all of the memories and stories that they had tied to her image. If you were online during the Gothic Anime Angel's peak, you might recognize some of these other images that spread around the internet in a similar way. Used everywhere from forum signatures to Quizzilla test results, these characters weren't just popular, they became a huge inspiration for many young girls' art, fashion, writing, and even their personal identities. Being the curious weeaboo that I am, I wanted to dig deeper into the origins of these images, and I discovered that most of them have some less than ideal sources from a very different corner of the internet. So, who are these viral anime divas from our childhood? Who drew them and why? How did the preteens of the West find these images in the first place?
Also, yes, chat, you gotta hear the static in our background. The white noise calls.
The white noise. Listen, there's a filter for that. There's a filter for that. I learned that.
Also, chat, just so we can skip to the point, all of them are from hentai.
Yes.
Like that.
No, you gotta use the visual novel terminology, eroge, the eroge art style, which is basically just visual novel porn.
Yeah. It's hentai, but in a game book.
Just got here. Did I miss much? Nope.
Yeah, but like that's where we're at. It's just hentai. I think of that meme where somebody they post over and over, the joke is porn. The source is porn. It's not that big a deal.
Oh my gosh, possibly even Nuki gay. Don't even bring it back, bro.
And most importantly, how are these images virally embraced by a totally different audience than the one that they were originally meant for? Let's take a deep dive into the internet past, where I'll explore the source of every single one of these images and uncover the unfortunate story behind these viral anime divas.
Why do you keep calling it unfortunate? It's porn.
You'll understand.
Will I?
Yeah, no, never mind. Is Fate Stay Night Eroge? Yes. like literally, and people don't realize for some reason that the original was literally, you could, was it? No, not his, no, that was a different character that banged his sister.
They restored power through sex.
Yep. And then you can bang his sister.
Welcome. I'm Amber. I draw cartoons for a living, make games for fun, and I do these cool little video essays on the side where I talk about anime, 2000s internet culture, alt fashion, retro and indie games, basically whatever I feel like yapping about for an hour. If any of that sounds like something that you're into, I'd love if you poke that little subscribe button down below. But for now, let's just get into it. While there were many widely used anime girl illustrations that I consider defining imagery for the 2000s anime scene, there is no arguing that the Gothic anime angel is the most iconic and the most widely recognized, the queen to rule them all. The Gothic anime angel was an original character created by the Japanese artist Hiro Suzuhira for the art magazine called E2. E2 is a bi-monthly magazine that features illustrations from a large number of shoujo game and manga artists. Unlike similar art magazines in Japan, E2 focuses solely on the original characters made by the artists, and promotes the sale of merchandise of said characters like posters, tapestries, and even figurines. The Gothic Anime Angel specifically was actually created for E2's first original character figurine project all the way back in 2005. She sold for around $80 back then, but in 2025, a good condition version of the Gothic Anime Angel figurine now sells for over $1,000. Her figurine is considered a holy grail collection piece in the Western anime figure community, likely due to the vast influence the original illustration had on us in our youth. I'm gonna be real with you guys, as a casual figure collector myself, if any of my YouTube videos ever pop off, this figure is now at the top of my to-buy list. Like and subscribe to make an old weeaboo's dreams come true. In 2010, the Gothic anime...
That was cringe.
Yes, that was cringe.
That was so cringe, holy shit.
It's like, I can't blame her, at least she understands she's cringe, but that was still cringe.
There's levels of cringe, and that was a pretty high one.
Just buy it yourself, woman, but she can't buy it if you don't like it, subscribe.
Do you think she ended up buying it?
Probably. After this video popped off? Yeah. Now, she did lock the comments, though. Oh, yeah, no, I think it was either she locked the comments with the video, or she took down the video and then brought it back up and then locked the comments.
Anime Angel figurine was unofficially recast by E2046, a known bootleg anime figure distributor who also created a second unofficial version of her design. The bootleg version sold for a whopping $160, double the price of the original figurine. While Suzuhira drew characters that looked similar to the angel throughout the years, the angel herself lay dormant until 2020, when Twitter user Panties-chan challenged the art community to redraw her as a way to celebrate the new year. This art challenge quickly resonated with artists of all skill levels and art styles, with hundreds of images in her likeness flooding across every corner of social media. People also shared story after story of their memories with this image. I asked you guys to share your memories of the Gothic Anime Angel and other viral anime girls of the 2000s. This is what you had to say. Images like these planted the seeds in my brain to make more of my own characters and to tell more stories. They were my internal image of good art. I had to draw like that. I use them as character art or roleplay art. I have such positive nostalgia for them. Many of you use these images in the exact same ways that I did, as Gaia Online profile decor, as role-playing characters, and even as inspiration for your own OCs in art. There's something so incredible.
Sorry, did you see that one?
With the big eyes? Yep. I was like, that is...
But I
So
did,
bad, but I love it. It's so cute and ugly.
As role-playing characters, and even as inspiration.
It's so cute and absolutely hideous.
They're huge.
Listen, as someone who's like a really big fan of this art style, you ain't gonna see me complaining. I wish this style would come back. something I'm lost in the 2000s boomer era. Going through my own boomer arc.
Things were better back in my day. Pretty cursed. It is pretty cursed.
Listen, there's a reason why people complained about the moe blob phenomena, because they were like, I think the moe blob phenomena makes them look bug-eyed and ugly, and I'm like, okay, yeah, so what? I like it. Go away. Oh. The giant eyes gate kept people.
Now sorry. Did they?
They gate kept a lot of people. Some people would be like, I'm not watching this anime because they have bug eyes. Like, what is it? One of my favorite series of all time, Air. Even like, what is it? Air and Clannad, and I know Canon too, the Canon remake. They would literally be like, I don't like these series because the girls' eyes are too big. And it's like, they were that big in the visual novel. What's the difference?
Yeah, but now even the porn can't keep people away.
Incredible about the idea that so many of us have a collective shared cultural experience tied to the same piece of artwork we all just happened to stumble upon one day after school. The virality of the Gothic anime angel redraw trend speaks volumes to the impact that just one illustration could have on an entire generation of people, and created a nostalgic, comforting vibe of solidarity and community around these shared memories. Eventually, Suzuhira caught wind of this trend, and surprised by the widespread impact her old drawing had on the Western internet sphere, jumped into the ring and redrew the Gothic anime angel herself. At face value, the story of the Gothic anime angel is an incredible tale that represents how art can touch people across time, age, and even language barriers.
Okay, now tell us why it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You can feel like that's where this is going.
This is like the worst part, because the front end of this video is actually well researched, especially compared to a lot of people out there. The fact that she actually was able to detail where it came from, what the magazine was about, because you got some of them that will be like, I don't want to look up where it came from, what it's about, and I'm just going to critique it anyway, and I want you to take it seriously. You know who I'm talking about. But she actually like front-ended with like good information, broke it down, didn't drag time. Now let's watch the rest.
All right.
But when we dig deeper into the Bishoujo game industry that her artist was a part of, the audience that the Gothic anime angel was originally meant for, and the context behind her creation, her story becomes a little more uncomfortable. The term Bishoujo translates to beautiful young girl, and very specifically, a beautiful young girl that is a minor. An anime game or manga with the Do
you have any thoughts on that?
Okay, so there is truth to it, but the thing with Bishoujo is, again, it's, what is it? To compare Bishoujo, it would be like, Bishoujo would be, again, like I talked about it last time, stuff like Lady Georgie, stuff like Rosa Versailles, stuff like that, where it's like a coming of age for like women, basically. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be sexual, it's just that is the art style. And it's like, you can make what you want of it. It's either cute, sexy, it's whatever you make of it. But to say it's problematic is like, why? It means young adult woman. Like, so like Utena, yes, because Utena's literal like art style is riffing on the Bishoujo genre, and it like breaks down the stuff that the Bishoujo genre has. The thing with Utena though, is that Utena is smart. That's it. It's a smart critique while celebrating the genre. Do you think this video is gonna celebrate the genre?
I also like how every time they do this kind of thing, they put like all this extra emphasis on minor. It's a minor character. It's like, okay, let's reel it in, lady.
the person who must have a huge issue with the Kotobukiya statues in that style, then.
I mean,
Who's
possibly.
Kotobukiya? Kotobukiya.
Really quick, I'm just...
Was it Kotobukiya? Oh, okay. So it's just those, it's just a brand of statues. What is it? I love miners drill out those precious gems to make stuff. Okay, so gun plus stuff. How are you this deep in this stuff and not get it's not real? Well, you see, we'll get into it because I'm not going to spoil that part because I'm going to have a whole... let's just say something I discovered by the time I was already 16, she's discovering now.
Fair.
Well, something I discovered when I was 13 and then got over by the time I was 16. She's having that crisis right now.
The shoujo genre is not the same thing as being in the shoujo genre. Although if my memory serves me correctly, the terms were often used interchangeably in the early Western internet. It's honestly a pretty easy mix-up though, because at the surface level, the art styles of B-shoujo games and shoujo manga and anime are often very...
The fucking School Days.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, School Days definitely fits that category because it's like supposed to be the idealized girls. The visual novel is actually not as bad as the anime, but still just as trashy because
isn't the anime just the bad end?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, pretty much. They literally creatively were like, yeah, no, we're just gonna make it like the worst ending possible, and we're gonna make because like you can make Makoto not a piece of crap, but in the anime they were like, yeah, no, we're going down the crap route. I don't even think I remember like looking up endings for the game. It's not even like based on an actual ending of the game. It's based on
it up.
It's based on multiple aspects of the game. Like one of the girls goes crazy in one ending, one of them is stabbed, Makoto dies. The only good thing that came out of it was nice boat. But School Days is not is significant because it was one of the few series that fully animated all of its cutscenes.
Fair.
Including
I watched School Days when I was in middle school. Because somebody told me it had boobs in it.
I mean, it does.
And I was obviously a middle school boy. So somebody told me there was boobs in it. I was gonna go watch the anime with boobs in it.
Yeah, you were better off probably watching Soro no Toshimono.
School Days would have been my second or third anime. My first was Bible Black.
Everyone, we found another one who can reconvene with Gigak on their first anime being Bible Black.
What's funny is I did not watch Bible Black because somebody told me there were boobs in it. I watched Bible Black because I went to a private Christian school for middle school.
Oh, I can see where this is going. He found it because it was on LimeWire.
I thought it was religious.
I mean, what is it? For me, I never got into that stuff because I could always tell, depending on how you search things up, if like the Wikipedia never showed up, I never clicked it because it means it was probably a sketchy website. Heck, I got spooked by Ghost in the Shell, the name, before I actually watched it over 10 years later. I was a wimp as a kid.
How to troll Christian weebs.
I'm serious. I saw Ghost in the Shell, like, on Watch Cartoons Online, and I literally made up an entire series about some kids finding, like, a haunted shell in, like, the woods, and then I just never watched it.
Also, thank you, Nerdy Text and Accountant, for the 3 months members. Mizu has the cute venison today.
Ooh, what is it? School Days director also did Majestic Prince and German Okay, first off, German Second off, how did we go from German Gand to that.
Maybe he went from that to German Gand.
You know what? I wouldn't doubt it. Was it German Gand is basically Black Lagoon, but basically if Revy was the leader of the arms dealers and had her own theme song calling her Loco because her name is Coco.
Oh, Popotan was also one of the first 5 animes I watched. I don't remember which order it was.
Popotan?
Yep.
It's Popotan.
It's 3 girls in a time-traveling house. Also based on an Eroge.
Oh, I remember Popotan. One of the first series I ever... What is it? I got into anime, and then I fell down the visual novel rabbit hole, because visual novel openings... What is it? If I watched an anime, the opening theme sounded good. But then I discovered visual novels, and one of the very first visual novels I ever found was, I don't remember, it was Digibril, and it was the opening was Little My Star, and then years later I found out it was an incest. Yeah, okay.
Chat, I'm gonna disappoint all of you. To this day, I've never watched Boku no Pico. Not even like a shock factor thing, I just don't care.
Oh yeah, no, I never watched Boku no Pico. I liked watching people suffer watching it, though. That was my favorite thing as a kid.
Yeah, it wasn't in my repertoire.
Yeah.
I did watch lesbian Boku no Pico though.
What was that?
Happy Sugar Life.
Oh, nah, tame.
I don't know, I've heard people thought Happy Sugar Life was worse than Boku no Pico.
Really? I wouldn't even compare it to... That must have been... What is it? I'm gonna have to pull out the roller coaster meme on those people.
Fair.
Like, you could say some of it was dark, but not... What is it? We got episode 2 where literally Pico and Chico watch Chico's sister do it with a banana.
And?
Like, in full detail. I'm like, so that's comparing it to Happy Sugar Life? I don't think so. Because it's about how crazy it is and how absurd it is with, like, Boku no Pico and its, like, series. Little known fact, Boku no Pico has a visual novel.
Fair.
Like, no one talks about it. You can find the sprites online and everything.
Yeah, fair enough. I have to look it up one day. I'm just saying.
Wasn't Boku no Pico the first Shota anime? I don't think so.
It wasn't first, but it is credited as being like a pioneer of the genre.
My first one was Kitty Grade. Oh yeah, Kitty Grade. I never watched Kitty Grade, but Kitty Grade was the first time I was ever introduced to the concept of Yuri.
The surface level, the art styles of B-shoujo games and shoujo manga and anime are often very similar. The important thing that separates them is their target audience. While shoujo anime like Inuyasha, Sailor Moon, and Ouran High School Host Club are generally intended to be consumed by 12 to 16-year-old girls, B-shoujo games were pretty consistently intended to be appealing to an adult male audience. And the grand majority of these B-shoujo games featuring beautiful young girls are sexually explicit 18-plus titles. Now, I do want to be clear.
You can't. I hate when people do this. You can't make an entire video talking about, like, porn and sex, and then bleep porn and sex every time, like, you say it. You're gonna be demonetized either way. Like, just fucking bite the bullet, bro. I don't know what you're trying to prevent here. You're getting demonetized.
Well,
say it.
She wants to not get demonetized. Little does she know that she's screwed either way.
It's fucking so stupid.
That the word B-shoujo itself does not always have sexual context, as seen in its use in the Japanese Sailor Moon title. However, B-shoujo games specifically do have the cultural and linguistic context of being sexual by default. The B-shoujo game genre...
Wait, can you pause real quick?
Drive me fucking nuts.
How I'm gonna ask you something. Do you think she even knows anything about the author of Sailor Moon whatsoever to be like making that comment? Because like anytime anybody's like points that out, they like know nothing about how crazy Takeuchi is.
I I think with a
sorry.
lot of it, and it came with the girl last time too, I don't think they've actually watched any of these anime in a very long time. I think
Not
they're
only
going
that,
almost entirely off just memory.
not only that, anytime they do, because like it's never just the fact that they go off of memory. It's you will find these people. They will always search up like modern Japanese authors, and the only thing they'll ever find is they're a woman or a man. And then sometimes you'll find like small fun facts of them, like lately with Apothecary Diaries and Gachi Yakuta and stuff. But when it comes to older mangaka, they never research them. I like had to find a video that showed up in my recommended one time, and it was literally about how like kind of crazy Takeuchi was. It's like she literally like one time was asked a question during an interview, was like, what would you do if you were turned into a man? And she's literally like, I would just have sex all day. Like, not only that, she was obsessed with her Porsche back then and named him Porsche Coon. When she was on the altar of her marriage, she was on the altar of marrying the author of Hunter x Hunter. She literally walked off the altar because he forgot and he had to run to her so that he wouldn't literally leave this woman on stage and he wouldn't be an embarrassment to his colleagues. Like, she was out there. She was out there. But nobody really knows about that part, and it took literally a guy to like make a video on that.
Yeah, well, because they like to think like, oh, I remember Sailor Moon as like my little girl fantasy from many years ago. It was probably really wholesome and really like female coded.
Not only that, what is it? Not even that, because like some of them do come back and be like, well, yeah, Sailor Moon's darker than you remember. And then it's like half of the dark moments that happen in Sailor Moon are like anime exclusive. Not only are they anime exclusive, like people, like what is it? When Sailor Moon Crystal came out, the biggest complainers of Sailor Moon Crystal were Sailor Moon fans because they were like, this art style is ugly, and it's literally just the manga style. So they literally went through like 4 iterations until the girls just looked like the original 90s version, and it just got cheaper and cheaper, and they just now look like the 90s versions again, but shiny now.
Yeah. It's wild.
First appeared in Japan.
Oh yeah, Wizard. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Wizard. Someone said Naoko Takeuchi has to be the pretty nuts to marry Togashi. Oh yeah, no. Fun fact. So she helped him with Hunter x Hunter, and literally somebody in the interview was like, "Oh man, how do you like copy Togashi's art style so well?" And she literally flat out said in the interview, "I just draw worse than what I usually do."
It's just such a kick in the balls, and it's funny.
And while they didn't become widely popular at first, they gained a small but loyal fan base, including the infamous Japanese serial killer Tsutomu Miyazaki.
Oh my god!
Why? Every fucking time.
Every time they bring up that guy, it's like the only person who's ever actually done a good breakdown was freaking Aki Dearest during her detective series. And he had like, they were like, oh, well, he's into like anime and stuff. And it's like, no, he was into anime and then had like 50 plus like slasher fics. Like no one ever brings that part up.
Yeah. It's always dumb stuff, right? Because we even have this in America too. We had it with like Columbine, and they're like, oh, but they had Doom and Call of Duty and shit on their computers. It's like, okay, they had a video game. Do you think that's like all that was like fucked up about them?
Yeah,
they were
like
pretty regularly touching grass, so they could go down to the shooting range.
Which should be concerning considering they shouldn't be going down to the shooting range.
Yeah. One of the guys made Doom wads. He specifically made a Doom wad of his school. Like, that wasn't the concerning part. The fact he played Doom was the concerning part. It happens with this every time. Oh, I wish I could remember the name, but there's a guy in Canada that got busted for CSAM. And everybody kept saying, oh, he had lolly stuff. He had lolly stuff. Oh, Kendra died. Don't worry, chat. We'll wait for Kendra. Yeah. There it is, Kendra back.
There you go.
But yeah, there was a Canadian guy that got busted for CSAM. And they're like, oh, he had lolly stuff. Turns out he had like 2 lolly-based mangas in his house. And like 20 terabytes of real person CSAM. And it's like,
what do you need 20 for?
Don't you think one of these is kind of more important than the other?
No.
Like when I found out about exactly how much lolicon stuff he had, it was like, so he literally had like a completely negligible amount that, given the amount of other stuff he had, he probably mistook it for the wrong thing. Like when he was ordering online.
Which is just brings in its own questions of how he probably responded to that.
Yeah, but it's like they always want to bring up the fictional content they have, and it's like, what about literally everything else that influenced this person?
Well, first off, Mizu, shut your mouth. Clearly the fictional influences. Yeah. My brain hurts from trying to understand people like that.
Am I the only one annoyed that her shelf over here has nothing on the other levels?
I take it that she's probably building up a collection.
It annoys me that they're empty.
Don't worry, give her a couple of years. Hopefully it's decked out. The Beetlejuice background is already staring at me dead in the eyes.
Yeah, hun, I don't know if you know this, that's not how you do an accent wall. Just so we're clear. If the rest of the room was actually stark white like that was, you could do that as an accent wall. Right now it doesn't work.
Yeah.
His horrific crimes led to a huge backlash in Japan against otaku culture, and specifically certain otaku's fixation on sexually violent and lolicon-focused content. Bishoujo games and visual novels of many kinds, including those...
I would have to research that.
It did stigmatize it for like a really long time. That's why like a lot of people were like, what is it? It would be like if people like the creator of Charlie Brown, it would be like if somebody did something similar and then like Charlie Brown came to like break the momentum of how like stigmatized it was pretty bad.
Hey.
Like I know like Look Back, the Chainsaw Man author's one shot, like he references it, like how like really like it was really badly stigmatized. Like parents were like, don't even do that, and of course obviously children would reflect their parents and be like, you're gonna be like a creepy weirdo freaky otaku if you keep this up.
See, I feel like she is citing this as if it's like they were legitimate for thinking that way, but I guarantee if you're like, so what are your feelings on the satanic panic in America? Like suddenly the script gets flipped. It's like, no, they were clearly out of line for thinking all these crazy things, you know?
I mean, these are the same people that literally don't know that violence and sex are in the same part of the brain.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna tell the difference between this?
Probably not. Also, I just heard another bleep when I clicked it for 2 seconds. Fucking stop! Oh my god.
Content were at a real risk of being banned outright by the Japanese government. This prompted the creation of the Ethics Organization for Computer Software, or EOCS for short, which created stern age rating standards for visual novels, similar to how the ESRB in the US works. With the EOCS being able to manage the distribution of bishoujo games in a way that kept them out of controversy, the larger backlash against otaku culture in Japan died down a bit, leading to a bishoujo game boom in the 90s and 2000s. But even though some of the more egregiously obscene bishoujo games were filtered out due to the EOCS's guidelines, the common denominator that these games shared was, and continues to be, the sexualization of girls as young as 10 years old. And now here's the elephant in the room. Hiro Suzuhira, the creator of the gothic anime Angel, has had a long, illustrious career in doing art for shoujo games. She has done most of her career work on sexually explicit visual novels featuring underage characters, usually high school girls. Her most famous project was the 18-plus visual novel Shuffle, which was also adapted into an anime, manga, and audio dramas. If you were deep in the Gaia Online trenches like I was, you might even recognize some of these old Shuffle characters from the old roleplay forums as well. And while the gothic anime Angel was never drawn sexually herself, at least as far as I can tell, the magazine E2, the place where her image was first printed, is a shoujo softcore magazine featuring specifically underage girls intended to be consumed by adult men. Like, it's not tech.
It's so annoying that they always do this shit. And they're like, oh, it's anime girls. They're little girls, yeah.
Like, okay, it's my thing with it is the fact that, okay, because like I understand if you're uncomfortable with it. Number one, I don't care. And number two, if you're gonna go after anything in Japan, you should probably go after the idol industry and how they actually do make softcore stuff of like actual kids. But these are anime nerds. It's not like they're actually gonna care about real kids. They're just gonna go after the animated kids.
Well, the thing is, we do the same shit in America all the time. Nobody cares.
It? It's like, yeah. Hello. What is it? It's like, oh my gosh. And it's like, it's like, if you don't like it, just don't. Like, what is it? I did this like same thing when I was a kid. I just looked it up, saw the tags, moved on, found something more appropriate or inappropriate if I didn't care.
Why is it always girls and men? What about Shota and women? They don't care about Shota. Like, that's the weird part, because we've physically seen this. Like, it isn't something we're just assuming. We had it with the Neuralities video, which was the big explosive one, where she literally had an entire video decrying lolicon content, and then she had another video dedicated to all the Shotacons she loved. Like, literally back to back. And it's like, what the...
No, that's hilarious.
What are you talking about?
Well, you see, women don't have the same rights as men.
I wonder, because somebody made a meme, and a lot of people didn't know that she was literally the inspiration behind the meme.
What meme? Which meme? Which meme?
I want to see if I can find it.
What's funny? What is it? Okay, chat. You know what's also funny? I have the Air art book just sitting on my shelf. It's very beautiful art book, by the way. So it's like really funny seeing like her talk about like air. She's like mentioned air, and I'm just like, oh, I guess I'm going to jail. Listen, here's the thing. My favorite character was the MC of Air. It's not my fault that I get to see his weenus whenever I want.
God, I remember in school when we all thought weenus was the funniest thing ever. I've got your weenus. You remember it?
Listen, I still think Pingus is the funniest thing ever since I heard about it a couple years ago. Oh. Let me see. Let me mute this real quick. I'll be right back if that's okay.
Oh no, you're good. I will look for this for another minute while we wait for her to get back, chat. Oh, I'm close to finding. There's so many responses to this woman. Where? Oh, I'll show this when we get back. Can't find the meme, but I found the two, whatchamacallit. Thumbnails. That's what they're called. They're called thumbnails.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Here, let me show you this really quick.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen this Neuralities person before, but they got in trouble because they made this video, which is specifically about Ururu. I'm tired of the 1,000-year-old lolly dragons.
Oh my gosh, I don't understand the argument with Iruru at all because she doesn't even look like Lolly. I've like been a fan of the author because he made I Can't Understand What My Husband's Saying, which by the way, go watch it. It's really funny and cute. Which is about a married couple who's an otaku and like just a woman who just doesn't understand nerd culture. And like Iruru, if you know his art style, that's just his art style. Like Iruru's like not even really a lolly. She's just a woman who just doesn't know how to proportion her body.
Yeah. So she made this one, and then people went to her channel to go through her history. She had made this one like literally a week before.
Oh my gosh. Hanako-kun is literally the honey trap. It's always Hanako-kun. It's always Hanako-kun. It's always because like everyone. Okay, because like here's the thing. I've read Hanako-kun. Hanako-kun is definitely adorable. I really wouldn't think Shota adorable because I'm not really like familiar with a lot of Shotas outside of Honey Senpai from Oran. But like every consistently Hanako-kun is literally just a honey trap.
But yeah, people were starting like noticing. It was like, so you released this last week, and you released this week.
Keep in mind, like Hanako, like in universe is technically like if we're not counting the ghost years, he's technically the youngest kid in the show. Like the youngest boy in the show. So remember, I don't like the 1,000-year-old lolly trope. 1,000-year-old Shota trope, however.
I don't like the 1,000-year-old lolly trope either. I prefer my lollies to be pure children.
I just don't understand. And the funny thing is like the 1,000-year-old lolly trope isn't even like that common. It's like you can count on like one hand for like how many of them are also because that's the thing they always say. It's like I hate the 1,000-year-old lolly trope. Most 1,000-year-old lollies are not in like mainstream anime. Most of like the popular lollies are always adult characters.
We have Kana. We have Tiki from Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Oh, I've actually talked about this before. I unironically think the 1,000-year-old dragon lolly trope solely comes from people that have played the old Fire Emblem games.
Yeah, that's what I also kind of think too.
Because every Fire Emblem game had a 1,000-year-old dragon lolly. We had Tiki, Na, Naui, Myrrh. And because I was trying to think where people would always say that, and I was like, and I realized that like the first mentions of it came before Dragon Maid came out. So they did not know about Kana. So I was like, well, where the fuck did they get 1,000-year-old dragon lolly from then? And the only thing I could think of is Fire Emblem. Which
is also funny because like Fire Emblem only reached mainstream like recently with like 3 houses. So there's literally just like, I'm tired of the 1,000-year-old lolly trope. Literally goes to the one franchise that even by Nintendo standards is like underrated.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't mind Fire Emblem, but like compared to Nintendo's other lineup, there's a reason why it gets this Japanese swordsman meme.
Yeah.
Like lambasting that it gets, because nobody really in the West like quote unquote cares for it. Only recently do like people care about it, and I'm pretty sure the most of the reason why people care about it is because there's 2 guys in there that are hot.
Yeah.
And Kana's the only recent example of the 1,000-year-old lolly trope. And again, I don't understand the whole argument with Iruru, because Iruru, again, if you know the show, I didn't even watch Dragon Maid. I've never watched Dragon Maid, and I know about Iruru, and it's just, she's not a lolly. She's just short and like she's not only that, it's like she's like a similar height to Kobayashi.
Yeah.
No one ever anytime like Kobayashi's Dragon Maid comes up, they never bring up Kobayashi.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that watch Dragon Maid that for some reason think Kobayashi is a male.
Well, yeah, because what is it? I remember I looked up because I was like, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, technically Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is a Yuri, and then I looked it up and it literally has the Yuri tag. Yeah.
It's literally two women raising a child together. You can't get more Yuri than that.
They even, what is it? Literally, Kobayashi takes the drag. I forgot her name. She takes the Dragon Maid to go visit her parents.
Yeah.
But again, do you think these people watch anime? Again, if people like talked about, I don't know, what is it? Like the author's previous works, then that would be understandable. Because again, if you don't like it, you just don't like it. There was literally one he created where it was literally about a middle school girl who was just super stacked and he just had a crush on another guy who was the shortest guy in class. Again, if you were talking about that series, I could at least understand. Because, again, subjective. But do you think these people actually watch anime? Heck, even in like my, I can't understand what my husband's saying. There's like a bunch of jokes about this one character who's literally a femboy and tricks like his like potential love interest because he looks and sounds like a girl, and he's like literally he like goes and takes him to the bedroom and is literally like, "You didn't tell me that your brother was an elephant."
Sparkos' Chi is the thing that you're talking about.
Yes, I think so. Again, if people like, you know, watched anime, even if you just did a bit of research about it, it would be so easy. I don't know. I used to always read Wikipedia and always judge my anime, you know, as a rating should, because I actually watched the ratings.
Well, they always confuse me, right? Because they say, well, she's underage. It's like, well, actually, she's 500 years old. Well, that's just she still looks underage. It's like, okay, but she looks exactly like the adult in the same show. Because the artist was lazy and they just made them look exactly the same. And then they just loop back around to, well, she's underage then. It's like, but that doesn't work. This is why none of this works, because it's art. It doesn't make any sense. Damn it, I am late. Don't worry, we're not even halfway through. You've got all the time in the world to dome yourself before this is over.
Was it whoever mentioned Chi? That is not the series I'm talking about.
Oh, fair.
Is it delinquent
Technically hentai, but I definitely can't show some of these images on YouTube without getting demonetized or banned. And I don't know, it was pretty uncomfortable for me to come to terms with the fact that this character that appealed so widely to teenage girls was originally designed and distributed in a magazine for grown men attracted to teenage girls. Before we continue, let's be clear about a few things. Explicit sexual content featuring underage characters is not okay. Adults creating and consuming
It is okay. Nobody gives a shit. Shut up. Also, I have to say this, because people don't understand what an aesthetic is, right? So, like, yeah, a bunch of teenage girls like the aesthetic of these characters. You know what a bunch of teenage girls also like the aesthetic of? Scarlett Johansson. You know who else likes Scarlett Johansson? Grown men that think she's hot. I don't know, like, why you don't understand this. But the reason we have societally accepted definitions of beauty is because men and women both tend to find the same things attractive. But like by and large.
Well, you see something, the male gaze.
Yeah.
Like, again, with these people, like, I could come up with like 50 other arguments that we should actually be talking about with anime, like the recent string of safe for work artists that have been caught like harassing real girls and women in real life. But nobody ever talks about that, so we're just gonna go after the Gooner Men magazines that are meant for Gooner Men.
Yeah, surprisingly, chat, and we have had like small scale statistics on this, but people who are Gooners that typically use like media and stuff to get their urges out are far less likely to actually go out and touch somebody inappropriately.
Yep. What is it? The Act Age mangaka? Yeah, that one was actually really shocking because if you've read Act Age, that is a safe for work manga that actually treats its female lead with respect. Brother was harassing middle school girls. One of the producers of Kimi no Nawa or Your Name, yeah, he got caught harassing girls. The author of Toriko, he got caught soliciting prostitution from an underage girl. Surprising, and then it's like you always, and what is it? One of my favorite ones, which was Galco-chan, which that was kind of fan servicey, but like still like understood like women to a degree. Yeah, he got outed for being around underage girls too, and then recently came back a few months ago to just continue working, and everybody collectively was like, you should stop working. And of course our famous example of Rurouni Kenshin, he should probably stop working too. Again, and then people be like, and then people don't look at those examples and try to reflect it on the industry instead of like analyzing the work they've made. And it's like, no, as much as I do feel kind of concerned about the Made in Abyss author, I'm not concerned about him because he hasn't done anything compared to, again, the
most of us are concerned
artists.
about the Made in Abyss author because he seems like he stoops himself in misery porn.
That too.
you have to have some problems to like. There's a difference between horror and misery porn. Junji Ito makes horror. Made in Abyss feels like misery porn.
Was it? It's the Act Age author. Artist was fine, right? Yeah, no, it was the author, not the artist. I forgot. People, I gotta clarify that. The author was the one that literally. No, the funny thing about the author. Okay, so I'm guessing you don't know about the Act Age author, Mizu.
Sorry, I don't know anything about Act Age at all.
So Act Age was basically a theater manga, basically the theater manga before Oshinoko took over the theater manga spot, where it blew up in popularity because it treated its female lead with like massive amounts of respect, no fan service, literally like it was basically, and it was drawn super well. And what happened was that a couple of weeks before the incident happened, was that the author was like, "Thank you guys, with all this support, I was able to buy a bike so that I can get to work. So thank you all." So about a couple of weeks later, he used that same bike to go around groping teenage girls, and so Jump had to cut all ties with him because when that got out, he basically linked being successful to this incident. Oh yeah, no, Galco-chan didn't get caught with girls. It was reference material that was outlawed. Yeah, no, he imported magazines from Germany that are not illegal in Germany, but were definitely illegal in Japan. It's this weird magazine where technically it's like nudist photos of kids. I think that's weird. Don't buy that.
What I'm thinking of. Yeah, so when you said theater anime, the first thing I thought about was something I had seen once called Revue Starlight. Which is literally theater anime.
Was it Revue Starlight?
It was under Bushy Road.
Okay. This is not it. What I'll put. I like literally have a photo because I was using.
I know this is not it, but this is the first thing I thought of when you said theater anime, because this is literally girls in a theater performing.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason, they get into sword fights with each other while they're performing. I don't fully understand the concept, but they're also all lesbians.
That's usually the case for theater manga, but that's mostly surrounded with women. So basically, cute girls do cute things, and it might be a yuri. That's usually
thank you for the 5, Red Hair Across. Yako-chan guy didn't get caught with girls. It was a reference material that was outlawed, if I remember correctly.
Yes. I still think he shouldn't have gone back to work. You ruined Galco-chan for me.
Explicit games of underage children is gross. And I'm not here for the but actually debates, okay? But I also want to be clear that I don't think that the concept of dating sims or visual novels themselves are inherently an issue. Not all dating sims and visual novels contain this nasty stuff. Obviously, I know this already, considering the fact that most of my favorite games and stories of all time are visual novels.
Can you pause that real quick?
We're gonna go back.
The irony of flashing Danganronpa on screen.
Novels contain this nasty stuff. Obviously, I know this already, considering the fact that most of my favorite games and stories...
I'm gonna say top left and bottom right do not qualify as visual novels.
What is it? Was it top left, bottom right? Ace Attorney technically does count.
I'm not counting Ace Attorney as a visual novel.
Ace
Attorney is a point-and-click adventure.
Yeah.
I am but actually in that. I personally believe Ace Attorney qualifies way more as point-and-click adventure than visual novel.
I'm sorry. I'm just... It's
Can we talk about the fact that they have Higurashi? That's Higurashi, right?
Yeah. It's old art style Higurashi.
How are you gonna put Higurashi in this thing? Where you're talking about the abuse of minors. Do you know what Higurashi is? Have you seen Higurashi? Or did you just throw that up there because it's famous?
Well, you see, gore is different.
Look, you need to understand, it's okay to murder the fictional anime children. It's not okay to beat off to them.
My thing is Danganronpa is up here, and not like 2 characters have like essayed someone or implied to essay someone. Literally, the spin-off game has a child abuse victim and a pedophile in the same room.
They're also all children.
Yeah.
I will admit, top right, I don't actually recognize it at all.
What is it? 999 is a classic visual novel game from like back then. I haven't played it either, but apparently it's like really, really good. And then they tried doing sequels that were like really, really bad.
Was the sequel 888?
But it's just the irony of having Danganronpa on here of all things.
Oh my god,
like,
that's a genius idea. You have a multi-part game series, and you go from like 999, and maybe you kill like 2 or 3 people off, and then the next game is like 777, and every time like the numbers get lower and lower, till there's like just 2 people left, and it's just 222.
What is it? Zero Escape. Was Zero Escape good? I think it was a different. Maybe it's a different franchise that I think, or maybe it was just the visual quality went down compared to like the gameplay. Because it could be the gameplay was good, but the visuals went downhill. But again, I just find it funny that like Danganronpa is on here, and it does not only never mind that there's murder in the game. There's like fan service. The anime has fan service. One guy is implied to have hooked up with his sister. Another character like tries to imply that the MC from the first game and his sister probably have like incestuous moment. There's like a girl who tries to hook up with a robot.
So what I'm gathering from your description of that is this is 3, you definitely did not play this, or you at least did not pay attention, and 1, I just personally disagree with you.
Yeah.
I just personally disagree that qualifies.
I was into Danganronpa when I was into Danganronpa when I was like 15. 16. I knew about this stuff for years. And literally everyone in Danganronpa always is like, I love this franchise. However, these are the things I don't like. And it's always consistently the same things and understandable things because Danganronpa, what is it? Because the game I'm referencing is Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls, which is a very questionable game because it is so well acted and the gameplay is like 50-50 and then like it'll have a scene that's well acted because like the character that's like a child victim, because she's the ultimate actress, and it like talks about how like when you're in the industry you got like parents who will just give children to like the higher ups, and the higher ups will do terrible things to them, and it's so well acted in the dub and the sub, and it's like followed up by like the girl literally kidnapping the MC and putting her in a tickle machine where she ends up like climaxing if you fail to rescue her in time.
That's wild.
Like stuff like that, which is why I'm really confused where she's like, my game, Danganronpa doesn't have those nasty things. Keep in mind, that's the spin-off game. Distrust, remember the prototype? Of course I remember the prototype. I'm hyped for Danganronpa 2x2. Oh, you already know good and well, they're probably going to put more fan service scenes in 2x2.
So I don't know if you've ever seen it before, but it always comes up when people talk about Danganronpa. There's a meme that goes something like, I absolutely adore edgy media, but it should never, ever, ever make me specifically uncomfortable.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's pretty much just Danganronpa in a nutshell. Like, I always say this
that
every
seems to be the
single
fan
time.
base, for sure.
No,
Like, all of them love the games, and then you ask them about any specific plot point that's happened at any point in the game, and they're like, I don't like that part.
Yeah, that's pretty much Danganronpa in a nutshell. Bro, I've consistently seen people with Nagito, Junko, and Mikan, the three most problematic characters in the franchise, try and make an argument why a different franchise is problematic. Keep in mind, Junko, what is it? It's like implied that like it's just outright stated in the game they tried to procreate with Junko's corpse.
Yeah.
But remember, this franchise doesn't have nasty things in it. Like, that's not even something that's like a fan theory. It's just they just straight up like they don't show them doing it, but they show half of it doing it, and it's the fact that it's canon.
Also, just the fact that they put Higurashi up here at all is just.
I'm sorry.
I'm still hung up on the fact that Higurashi's up here.
I'm sorry. I'm going on about it. I'm just like. Every single time, it's always consistently Danganronpa.
If Danganronpa's not the surprising one, Higurashi's the surprising one. Because there's no way you don't know what that's about.
I found out about Higurashi when I was like 12 and immediately picked up on the murder vibes. Anybody who says Higurashi...
Thank you for the raid attempt.
Hello. I'm sorry I'm going on and on. I'm sorry.
No, because, like, just, like, depending on, like, what route you have, there's, like, a route where the girl wants to fuck her brother, and she can't, so she just, like, slits the other girl's throat. And it's like, do you know what you're talking about?
No.
Like, it's not, like, pornographic, I guess, but, like, it's not friendly, is, I guess, the way I would put it.
What is it? Somebody said one character literally cuts off their own hand and replaces it with Junko's. Oh yeah, no, like they're like, what is it? Literally the whole thing. It was like implied. Like there's like a ton of fan theories about what they did with her corpse afterwards. But we know they cut off their body parts and stitched her body parts. You know, her squashed, because she squished at the end of the first game. Her squashed body parts, and then just like sewing it onto their bodies.
It's fucking wild.
Danganronpa is a wild franchise.
Yeah, no, from everything I've seen from it, the fucking guy that made that it's weird, right? Because it has, like, these really dark and serious moments, and then it's got the backdrop of an insane bear screaming random shit at the top of his lungs, like it's in a fucking Japanese party game.
Yeah, that's pretty much Danganronpa in a nutshell. I'm not kidding. Every single like describe. Yeah, that's like the vibes of Danganronpa in a nutshell.
It's like a semi-serious murder mystery, but it's got one of those Japanese game show announcers as the one narrating it.
Pretty much like Kodaka. Like Kodaka's literally like the chillest guy. Like anytime people have like tried bullying him, it fails because he's literally like going on about his like dream being like, all right guys, I get it. Can you please play my next game? I'm really excited that I made it, and then everybody eats it up. Which like I'm not stopping him. I actually really like that about him. We need more charismatic guys like that. But it's just really funny.
I've told this story before. Have you ever seen what the guy that makes Kingdom Hearts is like?
No.
So do you know why in the second game everybody has like a bajillion fucking zippers all over all of their clothes?
I've never played the game, but I do know the zipper meme.
Yeah, the zipper meme. Somebody at the end of the first game came to him and they're like, so like I like your designs, but like I kind of felt that you had like a bunch of useless zippers on the main characters that like didn't really need to be there. Do you think maybe you'd like tone it down for the next one? And he just goes, oh yeah, sure, no, I get what you mean. Useless zippers, got it. Next game, everybody has a billion zippers everywhere.
Was it 100 Line was really good? Yeah, no, I hear 100 Line is really, really good. And I've never played Zonky Zero. I've never heard of it before.
I have Zonky Zero. I'm kind of iffy on it. I don't like games that put me on a time crunch. And I know that's, some people think it's really gay. I hate being on a time crunch.
Of all time are visual novels. And not all B-shoujo character design tropes or art style.
Did you like that?
Novels contain this nasty stuff. Obviously, I know this already, considering the fact that most of my favorite games and stories of all time are visual novels.
It's always the problem. Oh my gosh. I can't stand it. I can't stand it because it's like one after the other of like, man, you gotta remember the first 4 minutes of this video was great and then the rest of it.
Also, thank you for the member 5 months of binged. Cheer if you were drinking tonight. No playing drinking games, because whatever drinking game you're playing is going to get you killed.
Hello, Gabby. I can't drink when I'm watching stuff like this. I need to be fully sober so I can actually feel the sucker punches to my brain.
And not all B-shoujo character design tropes or art styles are inherently problematic. In the modern era, the term B-shoujo has kind of lost some of the baggage and intention that it originally carried in the otaku culture's earlier days. And now B-shoujo is often used to refer to any anime girl design that is beautiful and attractive and isn't designed to look like a noticeably older woman. We can look to the Kotobikuya B-shoujo figures line as a modern example of B-shoujo's usage. For example, it's pretty clear to me that the B-shoujo Beetlejuice figurine does not portray a minor in design or in source material. It's also pretty clear to me that the Bishoujo Uhura is also not portraying a minor. Both of these figurines are examples of sexy, beautiful, stylized adult anime women, who I need to get shipped to me immediately. But regardless of how the term Bishoujo has evolved as time has progressed, the Bishoujo game, manga, and anime industry of the 90s and 2000s was clearly and unapologetically in the market of selling underage girls to adult men. And as I continued researching the other viral anime girl illustrations of the 2000s, I noticed that pretty much every single one of these images has the exact same ties to the Bishoujo game world. Let's do a quick speed run. So this artist's safe for work stuff is extremely popular on Pinterest even today. It does seem that a lot of this artist's work is sold and distributed predominantly offline, but the artworks I have found online include softcore fan art of characters canonically as young as 13 years old. I also found that they sell graphic manga with illustrations that feature...
Is that going to be the rest of the video? Is her just saying, here's a character, they're underage, and there's porn of them. Here's a character, they're underage, and there's porn of them. Also, I can tell you right now, honey, if you see any character that's got these ears, she's in a porn somewhere. I hate to inform you of that.
Pretty much this specific, because she said, oh no, this art style, like, the art style of shoujo and bishoujo are like the same. It's like, no, it's not. I've been studying this art style for like years. You could spot it within a millisecond if it's a shoujo or a bishoujo.
Yeah.
It's like shoujo is sparkly. Like there's some overlap depending on like if it's like an adaptation, because a lot of like the visual novel people obviously go on to like get contacted by authors and they like make the adaptations and stuff like that. But if you are familiar with shoujo and bishoujo art styles, they are like not even the same. It's like mistaking Supersonico. Yeah, no, it's like mistaking Supersonico for a shoujo character.
Thank you for the 2 CAD paradox nap. Yes, it is.
And it's like, there are some exceptions. Obviously, there are some exceptions. But, again, I'm someone who actually has loved this art style since I was, like, a literal child, and I was able to distinguish it as I got older. There's a difference. You can tell if you actually draw, or, get this, study art. And study rating systems, because that's also a thing. Because none of these people know how to look up the ESRB.
Is there proof of the character being underage, or is she pulling that out of her ass? I have no problem saying she's probably correct on these.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. Like, that's the thing. She thinks I care. She thinks people care. We don't care. That's why you had to hide the comments on your video, because people didn't care.
Original characters that have ages I can't directly confirm, but very clearly appear to be prepubescent. This image was created by a bishoujo game artist that specializes in drawing sexually explicit works with characters that are literal elementary school children, with the youngest canonical age that I could find being 11 years old. This character is from a particularly gruesome series in which this 15-year-old girl is apart from the and presumably by monsters. Here we have a set of original characters from another bishoujo game artist that draws...
Honey, if you couldn't look at this picture and tell it was from a porno somewhere... You know what? I probably should do this. I'm gonna do this anyways, because I think it's kind of funny.
Nobody cares, man. Look, I don't know what you're planning, but it won't work. Okay, you're garbage. That's...
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
What happened within the 5 seconds I was gone?
Here, do you still have the stream up on Discord?
Yes.
Here, I'm listening.
Nobody cares, man. Look, I don't know what you're planning, but it won't work. Okay, you're garbage. That's...
not Chris.
That's just how I feel about this. I am gonna try and like trim that down, and I'm gonna have it as one of my blurps. Just the nobody cares, man. You're garbage.
Oh.
Kids as young as 12 years old. And finally, the infamous Nightcore DJ is the main character of a game featuring high schoolers. Honestly, I feel like I should have known better. I was on the internet in the 2000s. We had a whole song about this, for Christ's sake. But these illustrations are just so nostalgic.
Don't you slander Avenue Q with your stupid bullshit. I'm reclaiming Avenue Q from you. You're not allowed to have it.
That's gonna come to bite you later.
More Avenue Q?
No, the reclamation thing, but we'll get to it.
Nostalgic and endearing to me, and they were such a major influence on my childhood, my art, my fashion, my interests. In a way, it almost feels like they've grown into something bigger than their questionable source material, as if somehow they managed to transcend their original context entirely.
By bigger, you mean some random preteen's fucking Twitter profile picture?
Yes.
You know, not the entire game and the entire genre they're a part of. No, the fact that they're a part of some fucking kid's Twitter profile picture, that's the real mark of a success story there.
I just want to know how these people like found this stuff because again, I looked at stuff in age ratings and I just looked up magical girl shows as a kid, and if it looked weird, I just clicked off. I like stumbled on Girls Bravo as a kid, scared me, clicked off, found a different series that was more appropriate for my age because apparently I had a loving relationship with my mom and she taught me well. And then I find out these people just don't have that.
I like the title of this section, How the Heck Did This Happen? Technical Answer. It looks like this is a very large segment of your video, so I'm just going to tell you, it's because they look pretty.
Wow.
They were in alt style in a time when people were looking for alternate styles. Like, you can't... Like, this picture isn't as a good an example of it, but it's still got the anime angels clothes. This was an alt style. At the time, like, where this stuff was popping up, people did not regularly wear this. Like, this was a very unique, very exclusive style to anime.
Was it stuff like what is it like? Even like there was references to it to like stuff like Freaky Friday and stuff like that. Like nobody wore that. Only like the cool pretty girls wore it.
Thank you, Spider Bro, for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. I hope you're having a good day, good night, good evening.
I loved Girls Bravo.
So, how did this even happen? How did the preteens of the West end up parading around with underage characters as their icons for a decade?
Stop saying it that way. Like, You're concerned about demonetization. Do you not think the fact that you've said underage porn like 30 times in a row might contribute to that more than just saying sex?
You know what probably contributed to it? You know what probably contributed to it? Unsupervised kids on the internet.
Yeah.
In adult spaces.
It's difficult for me to pinpoint the exact trail of breadcrumbs with only the ghosts of old forum posts and broken Wayback Machine snapshots to guide me, but I can make an educated guess based on how the internet was structured at the time. In the early 2000s, the Japanese image board 2chan was a big stomping ground for otaku, the type of people that were into...
No, it wasn't. I'm telling you right now, no, it wasn't. I don't know where you got this from, but Westerners were not hanging out on 2chan. And I can tell you why Westerners in the early 2000s were not hanging out on 2chan. Because the internet at the time did not have translations.
Not only did it not have translations, like, they actively, like, what is it? Because, like, people don't know, but, like, Nico Nico Doga back in the day, which, you know, now is Japanese YouTube, they used to be an aggregate of YouTube until YouTube just straight up blocked them.
Yeah.
The internet was so region-locked back then.
Like, she's going back to 2chan in the early 2000s. Nobody in the West was on 2chan in the early 2000s. We did not have translators back in the day like we do today. People couldn't read what the fuck they were looking at. Like, you might get the occasional person who's like, ooh, a Japanese site, and they just start clicking links. But that's not how the internet worked back in the day. You had to have, like, the specific URL to get there.
That was me with 0chan.
Like, you had to have the specific URL to get there, and a lot of times that had to be passed by with word of mouth. And then you couldn't translate anything, because we didn't have internet translators.
Wait till she gets to Nekopara. I don't understand these people. When I was a kid, the moment I found out about Safe Search, I just went to the settings, turned on Safe Search, my day was okay afterwards.
I was the complete opposite. As soon as I learned about Safe Search, I went to Safe Search and immediately turned it off.
We are literally two of the opposite ends of the spectrum.
I have no problem admitting I was porn-brained.
I just turned it on because I was like, I don't really feel like seeing like anime girl nipples. I still like the art style of Nekopara though. There
was a really shitty Newgrounds like sort of website that I went to when I was a kid called funny-games.biz. And I learned one day that they had a porn section that it was not clickable anywhere on the website. You had to just type in funny-games.biz/adult. And I somehow found that out. And I spent way too much time on that. Site's still up, by the way.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I checked it like a couple months ago to see if it still existed. It's still up, and you still have to do /adult to get there.
I think it's funny that out of every website from the early 2000s that still is around, it's porn.
Yeah.
You know what? I shouldn't be shocked.
You know what's even weirder now is because of the whole Flash game thing. Now a lot of the games on their website are like inbuilt Rimpy games.
I see.
You know, the visual novel creator, Renpy?
Renpy, yes, that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of websites did not, like, in the in-between before the Flash players came out and people made like I forget what it's called, but there's like it's like a Jolt Flash or something that can play Flash games on websites still, even though Flash is depreciated.
Okay.
But in between that time, a lot of those websites were trying to think of something else to do, and they basically made an inbuilt player that could play Renpy games. And they started just uploading a metric ton of those instead. So now a bunch of those kind of websites have Renpy games all over them as well.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Shoujo games. Since 2chan was less scrutinized and regulated by the Japanese government than other websites at the time, largely due to the fact that it was hosted in the United States, it was a safe...
Oh, this is something else. So she brings up that part where it has like the warning for it. This is another thing that really fucked people up in early internet days when dealing with anything Japanese. Everything on the Japanese site is backwards, including the confirm and deny buttons.
Yes,
which a lot of people would not know, because at the time, like, the exact nature of like Japanese content in the early 2000s wasn't as well known. It was just like people would get the idea of certain shows and stuff, but they wouldn't have as much of a grasp on Japanese culture itself. So I guarantee a whole bunch of people kept just clicking no, because on an English site that would have been yes.
Yeah, like what is it, like the whole red pen thing where technically red pen is good?
Yeah. Like a lot of the stuff in Japanese was inversed. And so you have to think, if you're saying a bunch of kids got on here and figured all of it out pretty early on, some of them did, yeah, but a lot of them would probably just get frustrated and move on to something else. Because they're kids.
Listen, I just want to watch House of Mouse as a kid.
And discussions on more controversial interests and topics.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. So you go to this, people would go to this web forum, and it would just be tons and tons of words they couldn't read before it ever got to any sort of picture.
Yeah.
Like
so basically, 4chan.
Yeah, people weren't just coming in here and getting huge image repositories of eroge, like, images. They were getting a whole bunch of words, and then possibly like a hand-drawn meme, and then possibly a screenshot of a game.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, things like sharing images from games featuring children.
Wait, did you see what she wrote?
Oh yeah, no, that's actually a real thing. They're like super, well, basically 2chan, because 4chan basically is like based off of 2chan. You think 4chan is bad? They will one up you. 2chan will one up you.
No, I know that's on there. It's just like she specifically included this. And it's like, you know who doesn't know all that stuff is on there? Those same teen girls, because they can't read fucking Japanese. They didn't have no Duolingo in the early 2000s. They can't read shit.
You thought Google Translate was bad now? It's worse back then.
From games featuring children. In 2003, 4chan launched as the English language version of 2chan, seeking to foster the same off-limits, you can post all the sketchy stuff you want type of environment that 2chan did. This made it easier for the Western otaku types to find and share the same types of content, including the very same images from shoujo games and magazines being shared on 2chan. Then, in 2005, Danburu came into the picture, which, if you're unfamiliar, Danburu is like this giant anime image repository, primarily for images, but not exclusively. You may have heard the word buru used in other contexts, like gel buru, safe buru, or if you're a Vinesauce fan like me, Vine buru. Danburu was the original buru that all of these other websites were based and built off of. Finally, in the mid to late 2000s, the image hosting platform PhotoBucket reached its peak of popularity, accounting for 2%
I don't know who all the fuck was using PhotoBucket, by the way. Like, everybody always talks about how popular PhotoBucket got. I don't know a single fucking person that used PhotoBucket.
I think the only time I've ever heard of anything with PhotoBucket, it was just porn related. Like, it was always in a bad light. And then I just associated, oh, you're just dumping a bunch of photos on here? I wonder why. Because you can just go to a hard drive with that.
Yeah.
American internet traffic in 2006. PhotoBucket was in very popular usage with Neopets users, LiveJournal users, Gaia Online users, MySpace users, and others. During this era, most websites didn't allow you to upload images or videos directly to their platforms. Rather, you had to embed images uploaded to an image host with HTML. So if you wanted to show off the cool aim icons that you made in a blog post, or share the picture that you picked out for your roleplay character, you almost exclusively had to do that via PhotoBucket. What I would argue is the most important piece of this mystery was PhotoBucket's search feature, which provided users with the ability to search through all of the images that other users had uploaded to their own personal accounts, filtering the results by using the image's title, description, file name, and tags. So with all of this in mind, here's how I think the game of Bishoujo Telephone actually went down. These images would be uploaded first to 2chan, either as a rip from a magazine, from the original source game itself, or from the original artist's portfolio website. The image would then get re-uploaded to 4chan by Western otaku discussing the same source media. These images would then find their way over to Danburu, sometimes without sources. Somewhere along the line, either by the otaku types who did know the sources, or simply the gooners looking at Danburu for a quick anti-fix, users would grab the images they liked from Danburu and save them onto their own personal PhotoBucket for later use, titling or labeling them in some way with the words anime and girl. So when the preteen girls of the West began searching for anime girl via PhotoBucket's search feature, they'd stumble upon these images without having any indication of their source. And then those girls would save them to their own PhotoBucket accounts, labeling them anime and girl, and would even sometimes edit them to be much different from the original image itself, creating this exponential chain of saved and resaved anime girl pictures with all of the JPEG artifacts that came with that. I definitely think this phenomenon is kind of a weird quirk of the 2000s.
Overthinking everything. Yeah, she's way overthinking this. You know what probably happened? Somebody saw it, they saved it to the Boru, and then people just took it from the Boru. But she's like, oh, they had to have gotten it from the PhotoBucket, because why would they go to the porn website? Because they went to the porn website. I hate to inform you, hon, but some women also look at porn.
I just went to Anime Character Database as a kid and just found all my characters there and just saved them to my phone so I could draw them later.
Yeah. She's just like overthinking it. And then you know where other people got it from? They saw that somebody had it and they're like, I like that, and they just took it.
That's what I did.
Like, you'd be surprised. It only takes one person to put it on a website for it to, at least back in the day, it only took one person to post it to like MySpace or something for it to spread. You did not need like these repositories.
Not only that, but if you knew like, cause like, what is it? Because obviously this video is like talking about like 2010s, 2000s and stuff like that. If you're like in the 2010s, all you had to do was just Google it. And because like the algorithm really didn't exist then. This is like one of the things I always hate about modern Google is that when you would look up an anime series, there would just be like a dozen different anime that would just not match the search results, which is how I found like a ton of my own anime. It's just like, it was easy because there was no algorithm. It's easy.
You just searched anime girl and you got a billion versions of anime girl.
Yep.
It's
nowadays
pretty straightforward.
Nowadays you search up anime girl, it's like CBR level trash tier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Internet that probably wouldn't be replicated in the modern era. People post art without proper credit or sources all the time nowadays. But with tools like Google's reverse image search, it's usually not that difficult to figure out where art came from nowadays. Another major difference is the way that the internet is used today, how fans of art use it, and how artists use it. Nowadays, people usually consume art straight from the artist account itself, being exposed to it via retweets on Twitter, reblogs on Tumblr, TikTok feeds, Instagram, or wherever else. Back in the 90s to mid-2000s, Japanese art artists seem to primarily share their artwork on their own personal blogs and websites. I'm not as familiar with the old Japanese internet as I am the Western internet, so I'm not sure what predecessors might have existed, but the most popular Japanese art-based social media websites today are Pixiv and Twitter, which didn't launch until 2006 and 2007 respectively, meaning it was much easier for the source of the artwork to be lost when the website that it came from was one that almost nobody would realistically stumble upon or visit regularly. From a cultural perspective, the how did this happen question is a little bit more interesting to me. From my research and anecdotal experience, it seems to me that because these images were more often used by young girls in the West, rather than being lusted after the way they were with their intended adult audience in Japan, in the Western internet space, they were used in ways that felt more as if they were wish fulfillment for these girls, idolizing them as something they wanted to be or achieve. They were used as the face claims for the protagonists of their fan fictions, their roleplay characters, their profile pictures, and their forum icons and signatures that represented who they were as they
I have to mention this because she's mentioned it a couple times, like, oh, people were role-playing with these characters. Have you read those role-plays?
I was also gonna be like, what do you mean the girl, they weren't used as wish fulfillment in the JP side? They were. They wanted to date them.
Also, you can't tell me that, like, some just regular Japanese girls weren't interested in, like, some of these characters.
You're kidding? Most of the Bishoujo artists are women.
Exactly. Like...
like, there's some men in there, but, like, most of them are women. I like, have a couple of them on my shelf where a lot of them are from women.
Like, if you look at most early Eroge, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them focus on, like, really annoying-ass love triangles more than they do harems.
Yeah.
Like, they are very clearly, even though it's a visual medium, from a woman's mind. Because it's not like a guy sleeping with every girl, it is a guy in specifically a love triangle that has a lot of focus on the romance behind it. Trust me, guys don't like that shit. We find it really annoying. There's a huge difference between harem and love triangle.
And, like, that's, like, the main thing with it, too, because, like, when you have something like that, the way they make it not annoying is by making them have character development, so that they're not freaking annoying. Nah,
still get rid of the love triangles. I don't like them. Point blank, I think they're so dumb. Holy shit. I don't know why women read them so much. Like, oh my God.
Because there's two hot guys. One is for the girl in the story, and the other's for me.
That's what throws me off. There's so many love triangles that's one guy and two girls, and it's still written for the girls, and I'm like, why? Don't you want two hot guys pining after you? Why do you have two hot girls pining after some loser?
Because.
Mizu hates NTR? I do hate NTR.
Oh, good.
Certified NTR hater.
I hate NTR.
Oh, like, fun fact. Whenever you go to websites that say NTR is the most popular tag, that's because they include, like, 4 different types of NTR that a normal person would never consider NTR as NTR. Like, do you like harem games? That's considered NTR. That is typically labeled with an NTR tag, because it's considered the main character is cheating on every girl. It is I hate it. They tag everything NTR, and it's so dumb.
The only good thing about love triangles is YouTube channels, the terrible writing advice making fun of them.
Love triangles would be better if it turns into a harem at the end. It would.
What is it? Women love the drama of having two dudes fight over used goods scraps or being the one fighting over Chad.
Explored the Wild West that was the internet. At the very least, they were saved to these young girls' photo bucket accounts as a little pocket of inspiration. Or if you were a real weirdo like me, you printed them out, you stuck them in your binder, and you tried to draw them as you sat bored in class. Off the cuff, but I also used to, like...
Let's be honest, you tried to trace them. You put a paper on top of it, and you just...
I know this because that was me.
That was me.
The blatant one. I literally would go to my teachers. One time, me and my mom, I, like, saved a bunch. I mean, like thousands of photos of like a bunch of anime, and we like went to Costco, and I was like, Mom, can we like print out all these photos so that I can like have them, because I want a collection of them. And after the first batch, she was like, and like I went through them all, she's like, we're not doing that again. Because I like saved so many photos. And when I couldn't do that, I would go to like a teacher and I was like, can you like print out like this character from this cartoon I watch? It's like kids were tracing back then. That's it.
Exactly.
Print out my role plays from Gaia, and I'd put them in binders like this, and I'd bring them to my friends at school and be like, please read my role play, it's so good. Mind you, they weren't in the role plays themselves. I was just bringing role plays for them to read. Like, even though they didn't even know what role playing was, I was just, hey, look what I wrote. Look what I wrote with my friends. And they would actually read them. You know, I had some pretty good friends as a kid. You see, when I was young...
They thought you were a weirdo.
Ma'am, what were in the role plays?
What role plays were you giving to your friends to read?
Because if it's like the ones I've seen online, you already know.
Girl, I fell in love with anime at first, yeah. It felt to me that anime...
Oh, that hurt. That was psychic damage.
To Love Ru Darkness ending is the harem ending. Well, yeah, because To Love Ru is like shameless. I can never get mad at it like a harem that's like obviously shameless. I already like said this before. To Love Ru is basically Urusei Yatsura if Ataru was a cuck.
I liked To Love Ru. I only ever watched the first season though.
It's literally It's literally Urusei Yatsura, but harem.
Lala Devaluke is probably one of my favorite anime girls of all time.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think the opening theme of To Love Ru is like amazing.
That's great.
And I was shocked at how good it was.
Anime was filling a media void that Western animation wasn't really catering to at the time. Back in 2020, the president of the Warner Brothers Kids Media Division sparked a lot of controversy with this quote: "Girls often graduate out of animation. Some of our most incredible competitors have been at the live action game for a long time. We know that's what girls want. With live action, we're excited to reflect the world as it is, inviting girls in without alienating the boys." And while he said that pretty
Wait, sorry, what was that?
Oh yeah, no, those are real quotes from like TV What is it? Which is ironic. Okay, so there's
Is that
a
Western
real
TV execs?
Yeah, they actually genuinely thought that. Like, here's the thing: it was so bad that when girls actually started getting into boys shows, there was a couple of them would get canceled because they're like, well, girls are getting into the shows, but they're not buying the toys, so canceled.
Yeah.
So wow, I wonder why anime is thriving today.
Exactly.
Recently in 2020, the sentiment that animation was a boys' medium is one that's been pervasive in Western animation for a very long time, especially back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. There were a lot of awesome shows for young girls in the West, like Powerpuff Girls, Kim Possible, and My Life as a Teenage Robot, but Western animation for teen girls, or even adult women, was pretty much non-existent. Shows like...
What was it for teen and adult boys? Why don't you answer that question? I can tell you for a fact there wasn't that much either.
Degrassi. You will watch Degrassi and you will like it.
Yeah, like, everybody talks about, like, when they talk about animation for, like, boys, the first thing they go to is, like, Family Guy and South Park. It's like, no, those are for, like, everybody. They weren't targeted towards men or women. When you talk about animation for boys, it has the same cutoff as for girls. But you just see guys staying attached to, like, the younger kids' cartoons. And you see the same thing with girls, too.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see, like, adult guys that are like, oh yeah, I just always watch Transformers. And you see adult girls like, oh, I just always watch My Little Pony. Like, because there was nothing after that. There wasn't a teenager animated series for boys and girls on either side. It just cut off at, like, middle schoolish age.
Pretty much. And then they would be like, you want to watch live action? I know you want to watch live action.
Yeah, and nobody did. that's what the funny thing, they tried to make live action for sort of an older crowd, and then Cartoon Network did it, and then they almost like killed the entire network. Because everybody was they would watch the cartoon, or they would go to a network with the cartoons on it.
I'm gonna get so many judgmental eyes. I actually like the live action era of Cartoon Network.
I like the show with Andrew WK.
Is that Destroy, Build, Destroy? That one was good. Not that one comedy one. What is it? Destroy, Build, Destroy, Hole in the Wall, which I literally just found out was just ripping off a Japanese show, but American.
Yep. Yeah, chat mentioned Totally Spies and Winx Club. I'm surprised that she didn't mention Totally Spies, Winx Club, or Witch.
Well, Witch I can kind of understand was from the 2000s, and that was never seen as really a teen show, even though it really was a teen show. Winx Club was exclusively marketed toward the little girls, and Totally Spies. Oh no, I loved Winx Club too. I kept up every single time, and then after a certain point, they just stopped airing it.
Yeah, Totally Spies. Totally Spies had a long ass run.
Oh yeah, no, they had a movie, had everything. It was really good. I always liked the lore. Me and my family would always watch it.
Yeah.
And Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Still wild they allowed Andrew WK to host his own show.
What'd he do?
He was a musician. You may know him from his famous song "Get Ready to Die."
I have not.
As played in the famous series Teen 4 Stars Hellsing Abridged.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Did you ever watch Hellsing Abridged?
I watched all of it. I waited yearly when I started
So when they're bringing the ship into London, and Alucard is playing a song on it, and it's saying "Get Ready to Die," that's Andrew WK.
Is that the one with the party?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that theme.
Yeah, that's Andrew WK's song "Get Ready to Die." Andrew WK smashed his face in with a brick for his album cover. Yeah, the album cover for that song is him staring dead-eyed straight ahead and just blood pouring out of his nose.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Wow, it's almost like bricks hurt.
Yeah, it's wild they let that guy have a fucking kids show.
Listen, they made the biblical thing for the kids show, and it was one of the funniest shows on Nickelodeon. Nick Jr., the Upside Down show.
Fair.
It was a good show. Only got one season.
Yasha, or in High School Host Club, and many more actually felt like they.
This is kind of what I have to mention this because I mentioned it earlier. Is I think a lot of people just like her just speak from what they remember, and they haven't watched these shows in a long time. So I feel like you don't remember that there's a huge extended scene in Inuyasha where she's just butt naked the entire episode almost in a bathhouse.
Yeah. Yup.
It's a very extended episode of just her being naked the entire time.
Now, what is it?
And I know it aired on Toonami.
There's a recent discussion around if Oron should even be readapted because one, the chuds, two, if you know Oron, it was very of its time.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised Hanakimi is getting adapted. Wait, do you know what Hanakimi is?
Sounds familiar. I probably wouldn't know it if I saw it.
So Hanakimi is basically a manga about a girl who loved this athlete, and then he retired, and she wanted to travel with him to encourage him to play again. But he's at an all-boys school, so she dresses up as a boy. And there's the gay nurse. Yeah, he's her life coach and stuff. And I'm like, from what I remember of Hanakimi, I don't think this is gonna age well. There's literally a scene where the nurse rips off his shirt with his United States bikini top, being trying to encourage the MC. I'm like, how did this get adapted? We've been asking for an adaptation for over 20 years, and you're putting it right here, right now.
Satoru says Kendra, the crossdresser guy, would not pass in current year.
What is it? The cross-dresser guy. Do you know how little that narrows it down, especially with Oron? There's like several cross-dressing characters in Oron. Misu, what is it? No. Haruhi's dad, though. No, I'm sorry. Brother set the standard for all women. Maria Holic has not aged well. Maria Holic didn't age well when it released. Do you know what Maria Holic is?
No.
Oh, Maria Holic is basically about this girl who's a lesbian who goes to an all-girls school, and she ends up finding this boy who's dressed as a girl, but he looks like a really beautiful girl, and basically he has his maid rip off the shirt she's wearing, and is like, hey, so if you tell on anyone about the fact that I swapped places, because we found out that he swapped places with his twin sister, if you tell anyone that I am a boy, I'm gonna say you assaulted my maid because you're gay. Is Maria like X-Holic? No, those are like completely different series. Although, if you know Clamp's history, that's another funny one. Oh, the lesbian does have a fear of men. Yes, that too. The only reason why anybody remembers that anime is because it was animated by the people that did Madoka Magico. That was it. Kakui did Lady Egg.
Adventure, drama, and most importantly, girls we could recognize ourselves in, girls we could look at and relate to aspire to be, girls that we could want to age into as we reached our own young adulthood. And back in the early to mid 2000s, it wasn't as easy for kids to find new anime outside of what was on TV. Pre-YouTube days, it was almost impossible, and even on early YouTube, unless you knew the show you wanted to find already, it was pretty difficult to find stuff that was age appropriate.
Because you didn't watch it on YouTube. You watched it on Dailymotion and Vimeo.
No, you're right. You're right about that. I remember hating so much Dailymotion with its slow loading.
You would set something to like play and you would pause it and then you'd just walk away for 30 minutes and come back to
Listen, I watched listen, I remember those days.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I saw a lot of edgy and stuff I really shouldn't have. It was rough out there. So there we were, the Western kids of the early...
Because your parents didn't care about you.
Yeah.
It's okay, my parents didn't care about me either.
Listen, I hid for my parents. I'm like, listen, I know what I'm doing. You taught me well. I turned on Safe Search. I'm fine. I want to listen to Little My Star. Yes, I already know. I found out that it's an incest game, but I still like the opening theme. That's it. I know one of my favorite characters of all time is from a hentai game. I'm not going to do anything about it.
Desperately craving more stories and characters that appealed specifically to us, with no idea how to actually find more. So we searched for things like anime girls on Google and Photobucket, where we found these characters that looked like Sakura, Kagome, Toru, and Ichigo, but we had no idea who they were, what they were from.
She just went through like a whole bunch all at once.
Found these characters
she just flashed up Popotan.
Like
Beloved shoujo character from Western fandom. The shoujo game character with H scenes, implied elementary school kid. By the way, she's saying that the one on the left looks like the one on the right every time she's making these comparisons.
I really don't.
Kagome, Toru,
like
this
I've seen
What are you talking about with this?
They don't look the same at all.
Ichigo, but we
Oh, they're not the same. I'm someone who actually sat down and watched the entirety of the dub of what was available of Tokyo Mew Mew, back then called Mew Mew Power. I would have not confused these two characters at all.
Not only would I not confuse these two, the one on the right, if you were watching, just so we're clear, if you were watching the anime for this one, completely safe for work start to finish.
No. There was some scenes that they cut out from the anime. Like, what is it? One of the villains gets kicked in the balls. Right as the cutoff of the series for the dub, because they lost the license, the episode immediately following that in the original Japanese is our MC got transformed into a real cat and gets bathed by her crush.
Oh, I'm at Popotan on the right here. Because it's Bishoujo game character with H scenes. If you watch the anime, which was available on the internet, because that's where I watched it, very early on in my anime experience, he's completely safe for work. You would not actually know it was from an H game unless you played the H game.
Yeah, that's pretty. What is it? That's also the thing. She's saying like, "Oh, you found these Bishoujo characters," and it's like you never found them from the visual novel. You would always like every single time because I actually would go out of my way to watch these anime adaptations of Bishoujo games because I didn't really want to see the not safe for work. They were always consistently safe for work. One of my favorite series of all time is Air and H2O Footprints in the Sand. Their adaptations are completely safe for work. A little fan service here and there, but they were literally had all of that stripped out because number one, you can't air that on Japanese TV. You'll scare the kids. And number two, they're not gonna add that. They want to sell this stuff.
Exactly. Like this is just first off, this is just you not knowing what you're talking about. But then you're saying people would confuse these two characters. There's actually a main character in Popotan that is closer in age or closer in, I guess, look to Tokyo Mew Mew. Why did you use her? Why did you use the little girl in the game? Just so you can do the canonically 11 years old thing, so you can make it sound worse?
Yes.
Like, stop being a bitch about it, Jesus.
The cat girl wash scene has been used recently too in Witch Watch and also in To Love Her coincidentally. Yeah, that's the thing they never bring up. H2O is so good. Yes, good. But that's the other thing. They never bring that up for shoujo because like shoujo be getting a little freaky with some of its like male leads and female leads. But like not like it's not as explicit as like again the H games. But again, did we really need an episode of? And I'm gonna call her Zoe because I don't really know. Yeah, I'm gonna call her Zoe because I don't really remember the names for the Tokyo Mew Mew. But like again, did we really need Zoe getting bathed by her crush while he's nude and stuff? I think he was nude. Like being like physically bathed by her crush in her cat form that she could not turn off at all. Just a little bit.
Oh, I missed this one earlier. Artemis for 5. When perusing spicy sites, there's vids of school days where the black hair girl is graped and the MC is so dense he thinks it's just his mates playing.
Oh yeah, that happens.
I have not seen School Days in a long ass time. All I really remember is the ending. I am not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, no, what is it? Because like the I know the anime. I'm pretty sure the visual novel has that, but literally one of the episodes for School Days, because the MC is cheating on both the girls, his best friend ends up going to the popular girl that he's like, oh, I don't really like her because she's boring, crazy psycho girl with a knife, and he ends up graping her. And then she then comes out after that traumatizing incident to see that he's dancing with the other girl in the fire. So I could see why she went a little cuckoo.
Damn.
No idea who they were, what they were from, or where to find more of them. And so instead, we collectively began to fantasize about them and what they could be. We imagined entire worlds, wrote and created our own stories with them in our head, on paper via fanfiction, and with others via roleplay. These anime girls began to take on a life of their own, similar to how the epics of old, like King Arthur or Gilgamesh, evolved as they traversed across culture, across linguistic barriers, across time. The stories and lore of these anime girls shifted and changed beyond just child lover goon fodder as they passed through each internet community, each fandom, and each young kid's heart. And despite their unfortunate true origins, I find there's a sense of ironic beauty to this, almost as if these anime girls were...
I need to tell you this, and I can imagine this might unironically be one of the reasons your original video got so much hate. Saying that you think it's somewhat beautiful that a bunch of elementary schoolers became so enamored with porn characters sounds really fucking bad when you say it out loud.
That's what everybody else said when they were. So obviously her video went across Twitter as well. Yeah, that's what everybody else was saying too. They were like, you know, you can just say you like the art style of the porn game. You can just say you don't like it, but you like the art style. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You don't have to like make it this poetic thing. It's just I like the art style of the porn game. That's it.
Yeah, trying to do this whole, isn't it beautiful that the elementary schoolers got so attached to the porn characters? No, I don't think they should have been looking at them at all.
If
That
anything,
might be a hot take.
You might want to be like, where are your parents?
Yeah, like that, I guess it's a hot take. I think the elementary schoolers shouldn't have been interacting with the porn content at all. Period.
Goonfodder, she says that like the characters were never filled with love by the creators and everyone that bought the game in the first place. Well, they don't matter.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and with a lot of these people that they don't seem to get is they'll be like, well, if you made porn of them, you clearly didn't care about them. It's like, why do you think that is? Like, why do you have this belief that if someone makes like not safe for work content, that they have no passion behind it?
If anything, it proved that they love them a little too much.
Fair play.
Reclaimed by the kids who would be victimized by the people they were created for in the first place.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh. It'd be one thing if she was talking about like cartoon characters, like, you know, ones actually like aimed at kids. These are games aimed at adults. Like, what is it? I never saw anything as explicit as a kid. The one thing I remember as like a kid, I can like tell you, I didn't think it was okay, was I ran into Chowder in NSFW. Nothing like crazy. It was just Chowder grabbing Schnitzel's like barely disguised dong. And it's like, I to this day, I think like, okay, I don't think that's okay. But again, these games are aimed at adults and literally have the rating being, that's an adult game. Do not touch this. You are not allowed to buy this. Please go away.
That's a huge fucking jump, by the way. Did you hear exactly what she said?
I don't know. What is it?
Play through it again.
Each young kid's heart. And despite their unfortunate true origins, I find there's a sense of ironic beauty to this. Almost as if these anime girls were reclaimed by the kids who would be victimized by the people they were created for in the first place. What's sad?
That's such a huge jump! These characters were reclaimed by the kids that were victimized by the people they were made for.
Oh yeah, get ready. She's gonna go into the reclamation arc.
What?
Oh yeah, so basically the rest of this video is gonna be about her being like, oh yeah, we've reclaimed these characters. And I'm gonna, what is it? That's what I was going to get into. I thought the same thing, because I used to have the same mindset, because I didn't have access to the internet. But I thought the same thing as a kid, where I was like, oh, well, I don't like the fact that they're NSFW, so I'm claiming them as my own by taking their photos and then putting them on my phone, but only the safer work stuff. So I'm now reclaiming this for myself. And then as I got older, I was just like, yeah, no, I just want to know more about the source material, and I really like the art style, and I actually really am happy that I found the source material, that even though I didn't like the NSFW, I still like the fact that like there's more to the character than just sex.
Just a drawing.
Yeah, that and like just the sex, because you know, like as a kid, that's all you like think about, and then you find out like the history and story of the character. Keep in mind, that was when I was like 12, 13, and then something I figured out that by now in my 20s, I'm like, that was stupid of me to think of as a kid. And here we are with these 20 and 30, 40-year-olds being like, guys, we're reclaiming it. And I'm just like, this is so cringe. I can't believe I used to think like this as a kid.
To me, though, is that unfortunately, the concept of young girls being drawn to cute anime girl characters only to find out later that it's con crap is something that's still actively occurring today. I was browsing TikTok
I heard
one
that.
night while
I
watching
heard
this
that
video,
beef.
and I came across people discussing the game Nekopara. I've never heard of it myself, but apparently the Nekopara characters and their figurines and posters and merch are quite popular with young Western girls who are fond of shoujo stuff and cute core aesthetics. I think it speaks a lot to how little animated media
Nekopara is not a shoujo, though.
It's literally just porn. And nobody knows it's not porn. It's very blatant.
Not only that, but like back in the day, there used to be I'm pretty sure there's still like a safe for work version. You have to go out of your way to download the 18 plus patch.
Both in Japan, but especially in the West, actually truly considers the female gaze at all. This has been happening since basically forever, as seen in the English cardcaptor's dub attempt to appeal to boys, as opposed to the female audience it was originally made for. There's been a lot of progress.
Okay, yeah, no, that was cringe back then.
Yeah, but she's not understanding. Like, this isn't like they're not pandering to the female gaze. It's they assumed anime was like they didn't know how to market anime like point blank. Like, look at through all the 4Kids dubs, and most of them have like the most random ass shit censored out. Every single one of them has a rap opening. Every single one has a rap opening.
Welcome to the Grand Tour.
Yeah. Like, this is TV executives didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, they weren't appealing to the female gaze. They didn't know what to do. Like, we covered it with her previous thing she showed with the animation thing. They didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. They were a bunch of old people that didn't understand why people liked animation.
Not only that, it's not like female fans are really speaking out. Like they wouldn't. They wouldn't. They would just sit with their other siblings or sit by themselves or play with their toys or say that cartoons are stupid, and then they would go away. And the few cartoon fans that they did have would watch either stuff like Degrassi, and if there was a girl show on, yeah, they'd watch it, and then they wouldn't really talk about it. Male fans do, however.
I have to unfortunately correct you, Requiem Phoenix. Pokemon, in fact, did have a rap. It was called the Pokemon rap.
Yep.
It's actually very famous.
Technically, Sonic X did have a rap, but it was disguised as a regular pop song.
Yeah.
Kirby also didn't have a rap intro. Yeah, no, Kirby didn't have a rap intro.
Kirby had a really weird fucking intro, though.
Yeah, Kirby's intro is weird because, like, it's either you go with the English one, which was weird but still good, or the Japanese ones, which were still weird but good.
Yeah.
I never liked any of the Sonic openings for Sonic X in Japanese. I always thought they sounded weird.
Yeah.
Like, everyone always praises it. I'm like, I don't like any of the Sonic X openings in Japanese. I am plebeian. I do like Gotta Go Fast better than
Gotta Go Fast is fucking great. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster.
I'm still surprised they never made a full version of that, but it was the 2000s. They never made full versions of good songs anyway.
They didn't make a full version of that. They didn't make a full version of the One Piece rap. The guy that sang the original rap made an updated version years later to include more of the characters, but he went from the original rap feeling to more like a low, slower paced R&B type thing, and I'm like, you didn't capture the feeling. You fucked it. That
was weird. That's weird.
But even titles like Madoka Magica, which by genre and story content alone should be expected to largely appeal to girls from 12 to 16, are still incredibly sexualized and absolutely pandering to the adult net.
It's always Madoka with these people. It's either Danganronpa or Madoka. It's always those two. The reason why Madoka is the way it is because it's a celebration of stuff of magical girls and the genre, and specifically stuff like Nanoha, stuff that actually is aimed at guys. Who knew?
Is this character in Madoka Magica?
No, that's a completely different character from a completely different franchise.
I was about to say, I thought I saw most of Madoka Magica, and I'm not, it's not ringing any bells.
Is it? That...
She's hot, though. Definitely would.
it's like, okay, you can and even then it's like, are we really gonna like Madoka really? And even then it's like Madoka Magical Girl gets her their own line of anime linen gear.
Oh yeah, I'm sure all those 12-year-olds really ate up what happened to Mammy.
Even then, it's like, oh, you're mad that Madoka, like most franchises get underwear. It's not exclusively for otaku. I'm pretty sure someone out there wants Madoka underwear.
Yeah, I'm kind of weirded out by her inclusion of this top piece, because this whole like thing here is supposed to be her saying how creepy it is, but do you think men are going out and buying Madoka Magica bras? No, this is for the girlies that like it.
So it's kind of like easy to explain. So there are guys who buy it. Like some of them do it for a meme. Some of them do it to like put it on like sex dolls and stuff like that. But like that's like so few and far between. It's like people who buy the Garnivore plush.
Yeah.
Like yes, someone out there bought it, and yes, someone out
fucked
there
the shit out of it. Let's just say it.
Somebody put tights on theirs and put it on the internet. Like someone's gonna do that. Someone got the Luke, but like you'll hear like a ton of people talk about the Garnivore plush. You're never gonna hear about the people who bought the Lucario plush though.
Yeah.
And it was mostly advertised towards women, but we're not
Stuck
talking
a bad
about
dragon
women.
on it.
It's only the filthy otaku. Oh, what's funny about the Garnivore and Lucario advertisements is they had like a ton of pictures up for the Lucario one of like being caring and loving towards this like one woman in the ads, and the Garnivore plush like I think like had one or two photos of just her standing up, sitting in a chair.
There's Lucario plush, yes!
Oh yeah, no, it was a life-size Lucario plush. Same thing with the Garnivore plush. The Garnivore plush sold faster.
And who are attracted to children in the same breath. This otaku pandering thing has always been my least favorite part of being an anime fan, because not only is it super predatory and weird, but it also makes it almost impossible for me to recommend some of my favorite anime stuff to people who don't already know what to expect. Like my favorite anime.
Good.
Then just look up an anime that's not fan service. That's it. Just don't recommend them. The fan service anime.
Well, that's what
I did.
And good. Like, I try and think about this argument in like any other context, right? And think about it with like games, okay? Like, God, I really love FPS games. It's really hard for me to recommend FPS games to people that don't involve like killing somebody. And I know a lot of people find the killing part distasteful. Like, what else are you supposed to say to that? Yeah, that's a majority of them, because it's an FPS, you're shooting things.
My thing though is it's like with it's like even worse with anime, because I say that argument's worse with anime because I went out of my way to find I like as a kid, like I found fan service series. I watched some of them. Like I actually enjoyed some of them. But I also found there's like a ton of not of like safe for work anime out there that you could recommend to your friends. Like cute stuff. What is it? I'm not sure about Lyrical Girl Nanoha because I have not seen it, but I know you can like recommend a bunch of magical girl shows, and it's not like a lot of those shows are directly aimed at kids. Like some of them are like like what is it, Twin Sisters of the Wonder Planet? You can recommend that to someone. Recommend them like a bunch of Sanrio adaptions. Those things exist. The My Melody anime like still gets love to this day. Like just recommend K-On! Freaking K-On! Just recommend people K-On! Or something.
But they don't have to explain to them why everybody that likes K-On! Has a Nazi profile picture.
How about just don't? Lyrical Girl Nanoha is safe to work. Okay, so like you can recommend again, it's like you can go out of your it'd be one thing like you know what you can just do? Google search it if it has fan service and ecchi, and just Google Reddit and be like, does this series have fan service ecchi? Fans of the series will tell you that's why r/anime exists.
Also, just good. If it gatekeeps somebody, good. They weren't interested to start with. Fuck off. Get out of my community.
Kiss X. First off, if you get suckered in via Kiss X sis and take it seriously, that's on you. Like, I never understand people that are like, there's people out there, like, you do realize there's just some people who are here for the meme. Like, literally back in the early days, people recommend Boku no Pico for a meme, not because of an actual legit thing. Everyone made fun of Kiss X Sis and Orimo. Some people liked it, and that's okay for them. Guess what? I was in the category who just memed on it to death because it was super funny. That's it. That's literally it. Don is ecchi and the normies love it. No, you see, the normies hate it because the creepy villain guy is being creepy.
Fair.
/ visual novel series of all time is the When They Cry series. You know, Higurashi, Umineko.
I feel like mentioning Higurashi like really damages your argument as like a...
You think these people read Higurashi?
If I was trying to get normies into anime, like I genuinely wanted to get a normie friend into anime, I'm not recommending them Higurashi. What the fuck are you smoking? Jesus Christ.
When I was younger, somebody made an MLP because I was an MLP person as a kid. Someone made an MLP version of the Higurashi opening. It's still up on YouTube, by the way. You can instantly tell the murder vibes of that.
Yeah.
Like, you would not be able to. You cannot.
Like, Spider Bro says Trigun. Like, yeah, you would recommend them something like Trigun. Specifically, yes. I think Trigun is a fantastic starting off point because it kind of it's reminiscent of Western films.
Is it Trigun? Pretty much just anything by that author because he's like really good at writing that type of stuff.
That if you really wanted to get somebody into anime, like a normie person, look for authors that are making Western-inspired films, because that actually, typically they adopt a lot of, like, cowboy flick stuff from it. So a regular, like, American person watching it that had zero knowledge of anime at all can typically pick up on most of the story beats, like, right from the jump, because they do follow traditional Western rules.
Exactly. Like, what is it? Trigun, Baccano, da-da-da-da, all that type of stuff. Like,
Cowboy Bebop is actually a good one, too.
Yeah, Bebop. Pretty much, what is it? Pretty much sucker in somebody with just realistic anime and then get them onto the Moe, and then, like, slowly tamper them off until they're just watching Moe.
I will infect you with the Moe brain rot.
It worked on me.
Yeah.
Oh, Kikonia. Higurashi specifically is really unfortunate because it's literally a story about children overcoming their trauma after the abuse and neglect that they've experienced at the hands of irresponsible adults and a society that's failed them. Higurashi was written by a man who used to...
They're also stuck in a time loop where they repeatedly murder each other like 50 times over.
Don't forget.
Why are we leaving that part out?
Isn't the author like straight up a lolicon?
Yes.
Like, I've never seen Higurashi, and that's like the one, and that's like one of several things I know.
Also, I have to say it because I think everybody kind of agrees with this at this point. Even for the time it was made, Higurashi's art was considered hilariously bad.
Yup.
Even for the time period it came out in, it was considered hilariously bad. Trying to show it to people today? No, bro. No.
Listen, there's a reason why people only showed clips from the anime when it came out.
That's another thing. Speaking of, this is the anime that, in order to, like, censor a word, they literally used a girl's tits. Like, in the foreground. Or no, sorry, no, the subtitles were specifically separated to the far left and far right of the screen, so her tits were completely unobstructed. Like, have you seen that picture?
No, I have not.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Gosh. What is it? There was also drugs. There was like actual drug usage, which, remember, like, considering like Japan's like thing with drugs, that was actually technically
there
really
it is.
scandalous. Let me see.
This is unironically how the subtitles are.
Is like the official subtitles?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna be like, oh, this looks like something from like a fan sub. Nope, it's just the official.
We can't have an obstructed view of her titties. They need to be clear and out there. I don't know where she's going with this Higurashi thing. She sounds like an absolute nutter.
To be a
All I know about
social
Higurashi is the
worker.
blatant hyper-violence. Oh yeah, no, Higurashi gets like Astro Boy is another good one. Yes, specifically the 2003 version. And the Japanese one, because it makes Astro
surrounding childhood
sorry.
suffering and abuse, and does so with a lot of nuance, including toxic traditional family dynamics and literal grooming. As a childhood abuse survivor myself, this is why this story was so important to me. Not only when I first watched.
Do you genuinely not know what Higurashi is about? Like do you just know the synopsis? Like this is genuinely blowing my mind the way she is talking about this series. Where she's like, no, it's a really good introspective series about, adults that have failed the children and the children coping with the trauma. Do you know what Higurashi is about?
Not only that, but when she says it like that, I'm kind of concerned because it's literally like you had to sit through like a bunch of people murdering each other to get to that point.
Yeah,
Like I feel bad for your story, but it's like, were you not also traumatized by the gore and murder in the show?
I feel like you've watched or you've read somebody that explains the themes of it, but you've never actually seen it. Because I feel like you don't know how we got to that answer.
Yeah, like there's like forget about the visual novel. Let's just jump to the anime adaptation. There's like heavy drug usage. One guy beats his friends with a bat. Another girl slices like her dad's girlfriend's minion's head clean open. Like you actually see the brain matter, and she then hides the bodies in a dump. One of the youngest girl, Rena, stabs her head multiple times because she's also being sedated by drugs and can barely stand. One girl literally has her nails ripped off on screen, slowly, agonizingly screaming as her family has to hold her down. And then there's also one of the characters gets hit by a bus, and then that same character in one of the, I think, later episodes is literally having their guts eaten out by crows.
Yeah, like, did you just read the themes? Like, I don't understand. I feel like you don't know what Higurashi is about.
And even if you did, we had to, like, traverse everything I had just stated to get to that.
Yeah, I remember, she's talking about this as like, oh, this is something you should be recommending to normies. I mean, to a degree, yes, because it's the ultimate gatekeeping thing. But for you, who thinks that this is the way to get people into anime, are you smoking crack? Like,
We should get them via the Higurashi OVAs.
this is the same level of, like, showing people Boku no Pico, unironically.
No, cause here's the thing. It'd be one thing if it was like recommending people like Bakuno, because the gore is there, but it's like not like the focus.
Yeah.
Like Higurashi is something you recommend to gore fans.
Yeah. What is she going on about? Jesus.
Watched Higurashi as a 13-year-old, but even now as an adult, I saw myself in each and every one of the girls in the story.
I watched it as a 13-year-old. I saw myself in each and every girl.
She gets hit by a bus in like gory fashion.
You know what, sweetie? I agree with you. I also saw myself in each and every girl in that scene.
She gets her guts eaten. You saw that. I see myself in this. Number one, she's literally the 1,000-year-old lolly trope.
How did we get to this ending? What the fuck is this conclusion to this video?
Well,
This
you can
feels like
see
a
why-
troll.
But remember, guys, this video was very fantastic. It was highly recommended by her fellow peers.
Mika and Lucas in particular, and I found a lot of hope and comfort in the way that they were able to navigate, overcome, and come to terms with what happened to them. But the anime adaptations and merchandise for these projects would lead you to believe that it was a on Gooner paradise. These characters that
No, it wouldn't. You even see it in your own model that you show up. She's holding a knife. I just... I can't if I can even show this one on YouTube.
Watch it be like the tamest thing.
I just... Well, if you watch the anime, you'd think it was a Lollygooner paradise. If you watch the anime, you'd see them get brutally murdered like 200 times over. What?
No, Mizu, she's talking about if you just saw the merchandise.
I don't understand. She has not watched Higurashi. I will die on this hill. She has never watched Higurashi. She has no idea what the fuck happens.
No, it's like Sailor Moon where you go back and then you're like, this is not as gory as I remember.
I would die on this hill. She has never watched Blade Higurashi.
Oh.
lead you to believe that it was a on Gooner paradise. These characters that I've held on to from
Was it music? Can you pause? I do want to clarify that the source Higurashi visual novel does have some uncomfortable stuff in it too that I really wish wasn't in there. But the anime and anime merchandise runs with this tenfold to the point that I feel the story isn't what matters to the fans buying that stuff, but rather the irrelevant fan service that has nothing to do with that's not how this works.
Okay, what do you want the merch for Higurashi to be? Do you want it to be her stabbing herself in the head? Do you want it to be her with her guts out getting eaten by crows? Like, what key visual from the series do you want made into a figure?
She just wants them standing there.
Yeah, like that.
Like Epo's
Please tell me, what key visual from the series do you want? Can we get one of the girl on top of the other girl? She stabs her repeatedly with blood everywhere while the guy watches from the doorway. Like,
you want the key visual of the guy beating the other girls with a bat?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? It has nothing to do with the story. What you're talking about has nothing to do with the story.
Like, literally, like, because here's the thing. So let's say that what she's talking about, because she's saying that there's fan service in the visual novel. Okay, take out the fan service from the visual novel. Like you said, if she's not talking about the fan service, then she would probably be talking about the murder. So clearly, you just want them standing there. What else would you want them doing? And it's like you want them like flying and floating and doing all this stuff. You can't have that without the fan service ones. And if you don't like the fan service ones, just click do not recommend.
I feel like she has to know that there's more to Higurashi, because if you Google Higurashi, like, this is obviously what you get for it. And you see right here, dead center. Like, you have to know that there's more going on in this series than just, like, some story about trauma.
Not only that, but like you see more figures of not Rena, or was it Rena? The orange haired one. I always forget her name, even though I like her a lot. You see more pictures of her holding her knife, stabbing someone, or swinging her knife in a very fantastical way than any Gooner figure that you will ever see of her.
Yeah.
Rena. So I'm right, Rena. I'm just like.
Like, you have to know what this game is.
It's literally supposed to be a play on the moe. Like, the literal reason this series exists is supposed to be a play on the moe trope. That's why it has moe moments in it.
Some of us thought Elfen Lied was a cute story for the first 10 minutes. But Elfen Lied starts in the government facility. Like, I'm actually pretty sure that Elfen Lied actually opens on her escaping from the government facility before we meet our main characters. Where she rips off a poor secretary's head.
Yeah.
I still feel bad for that little secretary lady. Like,
we all feel bad for the secretary, bro. All she wanted to do was deliver coffee. She was just a little clumsy. She just got into the wrong anime. Don't worry, the rules of anime stay. She probably reincarnated somewhere else.
True.
As I grew into an adult who overcame her own trauma, with stories that share many similarities to my own childhood experiences, continue to be reduced by grown men as something to get off to. And it just really bums me out. It's a bummer with Higurashi, it's a bummer with the Gothic Anime Angel, and it's a bummer with all of the other beautiful illustrations of the Bishoujo anime girls that we idolized as kids. Now, to give the old Bishoujo games some credit, many of them have console releases that are family friendly. That is, the scenes have been removed entirely so younger audiences can more safely enjoy them. And apparently many of
That is not why the scenes were removed.
They were just removed to sell to more people.
Like, she does not understand. It's the same in America, and it was the same in Japan. If something got an adult rating, it basically just couldn't be sold in stores. Point blank. None. You weren't allowed on a store shelf.
Yeah.
That is since, as time has gone on, that has since been updated a little more. But back in the day, if you got, specifically in America, you got an AO rating, you were excluded from sale on any store shelves. Legally, they could not sell your stuff. So yeah, old eroges would remove the nasty scene, the porn scenes. And it's because they were not allowed in stores without it.
Yeah, pretty much. What is it? Was it that they did that?
She's making it sound like they removed it to target children specifically. And it's
Which
like,
is
that's...
also... No, you finish. I just also think it's, like, really funny because, like, Nintendo is literally... Because she's making this argument. If you know Nintendo nowadays, you know Nintendo just straight up has just Eroge on the platform, right?
Yeah, I don't know why they changed that. I'm fine with them changing it. I don't care. I just don't know why.
Nintendo's always been kind of like that because they've been like really trying to push that to gain like an adult audience. That's why they wanted Bayonetta on their consoles and stuff. It's just really funny.
Yeah.
them have phenomenal character writing. And I mean, that's cool, I guess. I'm not going to shame anyone if they stumbled into liking the non-baiting versions of these projects. But the thing is, young girls shouldn't have to share the stories that are about them and the characters that look like them with adult men who are inappropriately attracted to them.
They're not about you.
Look like them. They don't look like them.
They don't look like them. The stories aren't about you. Most of these stories are written about the author, who is currently an adult. Like, she's so dumb. Like, Higurashi was not made to target to little kids who are currently going through trauma with their parents. That is not what happened. First and foremost, I think the trauma story is completely secondary. I think you were coping so hard with that. To be quite frank with you. I think first and foremost, it is a popcorn slasher flick.
Not only that, if you recommend a child Higurashi, I'm reporting you for like actual parental abuse. I'm sorry.
That's traumatizing to some adults. I'm not giving that to kids. Fuck are you smoking?
To me, this isn't something that's up for debate, and it really bums me out that even now, this is something young girls continue to be forced to do. But since I like to try to view things with a positive lens, I think the happy ending to the very unfortunate story of the Gothic Anime Angel Girl and Friends is that not only did we reclaim these girls back in the 2000s by using them in our own way to tell our own stories regardless of the source, but in our own ways, we continue to reclaim them now. In my research for this video, I've stumbled across many artists redrawing the iconic Bishoujo game girls, not just the Gothic Anime Angel. And by doing this, they're paying homage to how influential they were to their own childhoods and artistic journeys. I've also noticed a big uptick, at least on my FY.
All artists featured have clearly stated they are anti-lolly shota pro-shipping on their profiles at the time this video was made. They're coping. They're drawing lolly shota stuff, and then they're like, I'm anti-lolly show pro-ship.
First off, even if you weren't drawing lolly show, that's still moe. Not like these people know the difference. I actually got into an argument with someone one time because they were like, what's the difference between... There's no difference between moe and lolly show. And it's like, you're dumb. You're a tourist. You're dumb.
You can have a moe lolly, but it's not the same thing.
Exactly.
Also, yeah, chat's right. She's using the word reclaim wrong. Reclaim
Yeah.
is when something was taken from you and you're trying to get it back. It was never for you to start with. You were quite literally colonizing.
She's literally she's using reclaim when it comes to Japanese media for American girls. What does she mean by this?
Honey, the word you mean is colonizing.
No, it's not colonizing. Just like how Latinx is technically not colonizing. Was it?
People
Oh no, you good.
reclaiming the moe bishoujo art style as a whole, creating the kind of art and characters they were so lovingly drawn to in the early 2000s, without the baggage of underage games behind them. And before anyone twists my words out of context, I'm not saying adult men can't enjoy media traditionally aimed at women. I have no issue with people of all kinds.
It wasn't traditionally aimed at women. It's traditionally aimed at men. You dumbass.
Enjoying romance stories about women of all ages, moe, bishoujo, cute art styles, or whatever. I just wish more of them could do that without having to make or consume of the literal children these stories are about. And I don't know, call me crazy, but
Not the
I think
literal.
that's a pretty...
She's still like doing this whole like, well, they're making porn of stories meant for us. They're not meant for you. You are you high?
Yes.
She's so dumb.
The Columbus era of anime. Now, Russian Radigan, you better be careful about that, or the light novel historian will come after you.
He followed me on Twitter, by the way.
Oh my god.
After our last anime video, he followed me on Twitter, and I don't know why.
You know good and well he's gonna start reporting you.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I don't give a shit.
reasonable wish to have. Unfortunately, we can't really stop creeps from being creeps, and they will likely always continue to do what they do as long as pockets of fandom allow them to do so. But I like to look at the bright side of things.
Pockets of fandom? It's the entire genre.
Brother, they are the fandom. They're the reason why it's popular.
They're the one that made it.
It's like, man, I can't believe you like this thing. It's almost like it was aimed at me. It's like the same argument like when adult fans get mad that people call them weird for liking Bluey, and it's like, brother, it's not aimed for you. Of course we're gonna call you weird. You can still consume it.
Yeah.
It wasn't aimed for you. Good that you like it though.
I'm not gonna lie though, as somebody who's completely child free, I watched like one episode of Bluey and I was like, oh, it might be nice to have a kid.
Oh no, what is it? I like have like family members who like watched Bluey and stuff like that, and I just saw it like it's genuinely entertaining.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like if you make a family show, it's good for the whole family.
Yeah. They need something that parents can watch and at least like relate to a little bit if they're gonna have to sit there with their kids watching it for like 20 hours.
Yep.
And I find there's a lot of beauty in the gothic anime angel hive mind that we all shared.
No child as far as you're aware. People are always gonna bring that up.
Here's the thing. No, did you notice the one thing she never said in the video?
What?
Parents, watch your kids.
Yeah. At no point does she say that parents need to be careful with letting their kids look at pornographic images of anime girls. In fact, she's encouraging that children get more involved with pornographic anime content to reclaim it. It's a fucking weird statement, and she doesn't realize how weird it is.
Not the porn one, the slashers too.
Yeah.
Background.
In fact, the slashers were made for them.
Oh, this was so.
Anyways, chat. You guys enjoyed that. That was painful.
Painful. That's an understatement.
I just think of that meme with the black dude going, "You are dumb. You are so dumb."
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so terrible.
She gets so bad towards the end. Like, holy shit.
Oh my my gosh. It's like, what? I'm sorry, this was so terrible. Maybe this was a mistake all along. Oh my
Got
gosh.
what I came here for, pain.
Listen, chat, I'm saying this as someone who has followed this art style for a long time. I love this art style. I go out of my way to find artists with this specific art style because I genuinely miss this specific art style. Just admit that you like the porn game art style without having to like do like mental gymnastics. You just say I like the porn art style. That's it. That's it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Well, chat, next week we'll have more of this.
Guys, we broke Mizu.
The Higurashi thing is still blowing my mind. I refuse to believe she has watched any amount of content from that.
Remember, chat, she took down the video and then put it back up and locked the comments after this.
Masochist art. So we are doing this basically every Sunday. And we should most of the time have Illumi. And Kendra is always free to join if she wants. And we're just gonna hate each other. We're not gonna hate each other. We're gonna hate what we're watching. We're gonna trauma bond over it.
Oh, it could be worse. It could be worse. We're gonna find worse. Oh, you know what? Maybe next week we should watch the Freerin video.
Yeah, I'll mark that one down.
Oh.
The one that's like the moral dilemma that broke Freerin or something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's genuinely what it's called.
No one has ever recorded.
Let me make
Oh my god.
I typed in the moral D, and the first thing that pops up is the moral dilemma that broke Freerin. It is an hour long.
The moral D.
Moral D. It is an hour-long video.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I never watched that video, but I do remember seeing how sad I felt watching this grown man just go from comment to comment saying that, well, if you watch the video, it's not that bad, guys. And quite literally every anime like person literally was like, bro, I don't want to watch your video.
Well, I guess next week we will watch it.
Oh my gosh. All right.
For my pain and your pleasure. Another video about how demons are actually victims.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I'll redirect y'all anywhere. Oh, we can redirect y'all to Lulu Lasso, who's watching Warhammer 40k lore videos. Have a good night, everybody.
night.
We'll see you Tuesday for Battlefield with a couple people. Peace out.